I'm dating the guy I told my ex not to worry about. Am I the a-hole? This is OKOP, where we read the craziest true stories on earth. I am John, and Sam, is this person the a-hole?
Definitely if they are still in the relationship.
XXX. So,
how soon after? Because it's just like, hey, don't worry about it. Break up. Next day, I'm worrying about it.
6 whole seconds.
6 whole seconds, asshole.
Yeah.
Year, maybe less.
Yeah. It feels like some a-hole behavior. Do you just be honest and be like, yeah, I want to, because you're like, oh, don't worry about this guy. Just be like, I want to date this guy and I'm going to leave you. Is honesty better here?
I would cry.
It's crying, right? It's bad.
I think it's pretty bad.
Well, there's only one way to find out what happens. This story comes from Choice Evidence, 1983. They say, so 3 months ago, I, 21 female, went out to a club as it was student night, which means $2.50 drinks, which is a great deal. I went out with a big group of girls where I met a male. 23 male, to be exact. I don't remember exactly how or why we started talking, but he was talking to me and my friend. And while we were chatting, he realized his friend had walked off. So me and my friend told him to stay with us and just hang out.
Oh, yeah.
We ended up spending the rest of our time there with him. And though he was talking to my friend too, me and him really clicked well.
Oh, yeah. They're getting it on.
Mm-hmm. We're both in relationships, though.
Uh-oh. OP. Naughty.
I'm kind of feeling a red flag.
Don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife.
Oh, wow.
Damn, Riley.
Because if you don't look at your girlfriend as the wife, then you need to find someone else.
Wow, dude. Riley's just
preach.
Riley's here today.
Pastor Riley preaching to us.
Riley showed up. We were both in relationships, though, and made it clear that this wasn't some hookup thing, even showing each other pics of our partners. It seems like they both are like picking up that there could be a vibe, but they're like,
let's just shut this down. Let's just shut this down right now.
I don't know. I feel like you kind of turn down the vibing before it revs up to the point where you have to like be like,
feels like the red flag was the vibe had gotten to such a high point.
Exactly.
That you had to cool it down with pictures of your ugly exes.
Exactly. No, ugly partners.
Yeah,
They're
ugly partners.
Current relationships. Oh my God. But as the night went on, we got drunker. And I admit it, I sort of feel like our interactions did sort of border on flirty. For example, number 1, we have a list of 5. If we were walking through our crowded area, we would hold hands so we didn't get separated.
What? Whoa. Is that actually like a bad thing?
Hand on the shoulder if
fine.
it's necessary.
But holding hands...
Just get lost, okay?
Wait, what?
Just get lost in the crowd, dog.
Okay.
I think holding shoulders is fine. Holding hands is a little bit too much.
Yeah,
what if it's like a really a lot of people, like a rave? And I have
done the shoulder hold. I don't think I've ever even done it in a relationship, but in the past where it's like, oh, there's nothing platonic, whatever, shoulder.
But I've also done the shoulder hold in a like, I feel in a vibe here kind of way too.
Like I got you. You're in a crowded bar, whatever, with your bros.
Yeah.
You holding hands? No, you're holding the mother freaking shoulder.
But it's
you're holding the shoulder.
You're holding the shoulder.
You're holding the shoulder. That's the move. We've established that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So red flag. Holding hands in the club, red flag.
Next one. I dance with him a lot. Again, holding hands. No grinding or anything.
They didn't grind them.
They didn't grind though.
Dude,
Riley's excuse when he's dancing with women in a relationship. I did hug him a lot, and at one point he picked me up during a hug, and I wrapped my legs around him.
Oh, come on!
And this caused my skirt to roll up.
Oh.
And he rolled it back down for me when he put me down.
Damn, dude, this is why I'm like worried about love.
Number 4. I pretended to be his girlfriend to get rid of a girl who was pesting him by saying, could you not flirt with my boyfriend? And kissing him on the cheek and then holding on to his body or hand.
Freaking red flag, dude.
Number 5, the finale at the end of the night when I had to leave. I hugged him goodbye and we sort of accidentally kissed.
What does that mean?
Whoa.
How do you accidentally kiss?
Come here. I'll show you.
By that, I mean, we both tried to kiss each other on the cheek at the same
Why
time.
kissing on the cheek? Is this Europe?
It is Europe.
Oh, it is
It
Europe.
is Europe.
Okay, all right, then maybe it's fine.
No,
This was an
Bro.
accident, and we both apologized, and it was awkward.
Bro, there's so many red flags in a row.
Oh, dude.
You got to tell your boyfriend that you're ending things.
That's a body.
Yeah.
That's a body. I think at that point, like that, you basically cheated.
Yeah, totally.
That's so much.
It's
That was a
so
date.
much.
That was a whole date.
Why would you do all
You
that?
wrapped your legs around him. Maybe this is like Spain or something where that like just is like you just do that with all your friends.
Is it in Spain? Like if you stare at someone for too long, like you're supposed to kiss or something? I saw it on the video.
Riley,
I'm maintaining eye
contact with every cute girl he sees. In all seriousness, like, what should OP actually do? Like, should she actually
She should tell
break
her
off?
boyfriend what happened.
Tell the boyfriend what happened for sure.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
It's too much.
yeah, I went out, like, here's what happened. Like, we accidentally kissed on the cheek, or we accidentally kissed on, like,
I wrapped my
it's so
legs around
stupid.
him. I
Oh,
said
damn
I was
shame.
his girlfriend.
Honestly, let him read this post.
yeah.
Literally,
facts.
just let him read this post, and he
And
can
show
decide
him
for
this
himself.
video.
And show him this man. Have him watch this episode of us judging
through
the
tears.
the freak out of you. Yeah. You have to tell him. You have to tell him.
100%. But what does OP actually do?
What does OP do? Yes. On to the next part. So this week, after me and him ended up texting quite regularly,
No, the red flag keep showing up.
and we arranged, it was my idea, to have both of our friend groups meet so we could hang out again.
Oh.
Messy.
And we had pretty good chemistry, so we thought our friends probably would too.
Maybe our significant others would as well.
Right?
Just make it a
Let's just swap.
quadruple.
Wait.
You know?
Wasn't her girlfriends with her?
She did have friends with her.
Why didn't they say
stop it.
anything?
Red flag on the friends.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Maybe they're in a country where this is normal.
I want to go to. No, I don't want to go to that country. I don't.
Yeah. Because then
Riley
you
wants to be
bring.
single in that country.
Yeah. Riley wants to be single, not in a relationship in that country. Well, the meeting with everyone went great. Now our friend groups are mixed, and I have a bunch of new friends.
What about the boyfriend and the girlfriend?
Who cares?
Nah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Shit. They're
Why
not
would
part of
I-
the friend group.
They're mature.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we kicked them out of the friend group.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really care about them anymore. Two of his friends have ended up dating two of my friends.
Wow.
Nice.
Like,
The friend group is becoming intertwined.
everyone's
One.
like, all the friend groups are just gonna keep dating until like everyone's matched
Yep.
with somebody.
Yep. I mean, that's what happens. Friend groups get incestuous.
And one of them are now officially boyfriend and girlfriend, so not just dating. Unfortunately, though, my boyfriend was less than happy about the guy.
Of course.
He didn't like that we texted. He hated the story of how we met, which I got as I can see how from the outside it looks sus, even though our intentions were innocent.
Bro, that shit ain't innocent.
You shut that down. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many opportunities, like no dancing, easy. Hand on the shoulder, easy.
If you can't handle a bad biddy, you can't be with one.
I did introduce the two of them, and they seemed to get on well and were laughing around together. But then later that night, my boyfriend started slagging him off for no reason, which caused me to argue because he was being fake.
No reason.
Bro, you guys, he's
Girl.
moving on your girlfriend.
Girl, stop. Stop with this.
Yo, this is a-hole behavior for sure.
About 2 weeks ago, the guy broke up with his girlfriend. I am not sure of the exact details. I think that they just sort of fizzled out due to being in different stages of life.
Oh yeah, sure. Not possibly you guys almost hooking up.
God.
Yeah, that couldn't be it.
She wanted kids and he wasn't ready. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And when my boyfriend found out, he told me he didn't want me to text or be friends with him anymore now that he was single.
I think that's probably fair based
Yeah.
on their history.
Based on the history, like
Yeah.
it could have been fine had you not done all that.
Yeah.
To be honest. I said I'm not going to cut him off when he's going through a hard time.
I need to be a shoulder for him to fuck.
And that the idea that now all of a sudden we can't be friends with someone just because they're single is ridiculous.
No, it's because they're single and you were like basically hooking up.
My boyfriend wouldn't accept that and said that if I carried on being friends with him, he would break up with me.
We love a man with standards.
That's right.
Snaps.
So I broke up with him then and there
Dang, we're playing a little breakup chicken.
on the spot as I was tired of him acting jealous and controlling. All right, boys,
Oh,
we got to pause again.
Dude, jealous and controlling. Like there's all these TikToks of like, I'm going out with my girls and like dancing with guys. And if your man can't handle that, then he's jealous and controlling. You need to dump him. Like there's, you gotta have some boundaries, you know?
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, like we can talk about like, oh, what is generally speaking, whatever. Ultimately, it's decided inside the relationship, and your boyfriend is uncomfortable with this, and you're not empathizing. Like maybe there's a middle ground if you actually come to the table and are like, you know what, I need to hear you out and like really see what I can do here. But you're just like shutting him down. Like there's no reciprocation or just like trying to understand him whatsoever. And the fact that you break up with him that easily.
I mean, you know why she's breaking up with him so easily? She got a backup.
She does.
She got a backup.
She's about to upload from the old hard drive.
Yeah,
dude.
These are lame excuses too.
Yeah, I feel like she's just looking for a way to be single, to date that guy. I feel there's going to be an update where they get together, and I think it's going to be juicy.
On Thursday, I got a text from my friend who is in a relationship with one of the guy's friends. She said her and my other friend, who's dating one of his friends, were going to London on Friday for a trip and asked if me and the guy wanted to come.
They're getting set up.
They want it.
They want it.
They want it so bad.
They want it.
I texted him and he said his friend had asked him the same question and we both agreed to go.
Of course you did. You're boinking. You're boinking on this trip for sure.
Boinking? Are they going to boink?
They're going to boink.
I'm going to be contrarian and go no boink on this trip.
Come on, dog.
John.
I'm going to go no boink on this
He's
trip.
just trying
I'm
to
being
contrarian.
contrarian.
To be contrarian.
He's trying
Yes.
to be different.
When we got there, things were different than I anticipated, and it definitely felt like a triple date.
No shit.
Oh, so both of the other people are literally couples.
Yes.
Come on. We did mini golf. Then we went to food and a cocktail bar. And at the end of the night, we decided to stay in London as we didn't manage to fit in everything that we wanted to. We all got hotel rooms. You know what I'm about to say.
And they point.
And me and the guy got one too, with 2 beds in the room.
Oh, come on.
2 beds.
Bro, that's like saying I didn't have sex with him. I was wearing a condom. Our skin didn't touch.
We're still there.
Like the barrier between you guys hooking up is non-existent.
I've never had this before.
However, we ended up sharing a bed and making out of it.
What does bit mean?
No fucking shit, dude.
Sam's done. Sam's retired. Sam's retired from this podcast.
What does bit mean? Is that how
A
small it
bit,
was?
bro. They were
Yeah,
blowing each
define
other.
a bit.
They were blowing each other.
Yeah. The next day, we made it out to the Camden Food Market.
Barely. Freaking
Yeah,
hooking
right.
up all night.
And then we went to Babylon Park, a giant arcade.
Waffling.
Waffling?
Some Pete Davidson, Ariana Grande shit.
Oh, man.
Have you seen that wobbly picture?
No.
Like they came out of a hotel room and like Ariana Grande is like walking like this.
She can't stand. We decided to stay another night.
Of course you did, and they boinked.
And this time, me and the guy were forced to get a room with 1 bed as there were no more double rooms.
Oh, there were no more double rooms. Oh.
We went to a club and then back to the room. The next morning, I woke up to like 50 messages from my ex calling me a liar and a cheat and saying that he knew that I was going away on a triple date. I told him that I was single and I could do what I want. He kept accusing me of cheating with the guy, saying that it was weird after a 3-year relationship with me to move on in 2 weeks with a guy we had fought about and who I said wasn't a problem.
Ooh.
I mean, Pete, Yeah.
Yes.
OP's the a-hole for sure.
I told him the guy wasn't the problem. You're the problem.
Oh, wow.
Lytton.
And that if he hadn't been so jealous, none of this wouldn't have happened.
Oh, bro. This is the definition of gaslighting.
He kept accusing me of gaslighting him and just being dramatic. So I blocked him.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this girl is so mean.
I told the guy and 2 couples we were with, and they said that he was just being pathetic and that everything was above board. But some other friends are saying that I'm wrong on moving on so soon with the guy. Am I? There is a juicy update, but...
Okay, so like, I don't think OP's the a-hole for just wait. I don't think OP's the a-hole for like moving on quickly with this guy. I think she's the a-hole for everything she did before that.
Yeah, just like the way she handled this scenario. Like, I feel like if she had been like, oh crap, I have feelings for this guy, but not engaged, and yes, it's like can be kind of a gray area, but honestly, I believe you do reach a point like, oh, can we dance? No.
Yeah.
I need to back off on that. You reach a point where it's like, okay, like
that's what she's the a-hole for.
Let me back off on that and then continuing to text.
And then having that happen and continually like pushing the emotional boundaries.
A-hole all around.
Yeah.
Even moving on that quickly. Like she had the dude in her back pocket ready to use.
And she had him in the back pocket because of the emotional cheating beforehand. If she had met him like,
if they had broken up for literally, because it would have been connected if they had met later. So they broke up for whatever unrelated reasons. Then she got with a guy. That's at least 10 times better.
Yeah.
It's at least a lot better than this. We have another juicy update. Yesterday, me and the guy went for a late meal around 8 p.m.
I don't want to hear about this anymore.
Too bad. I'm reading the story.
Is this hit a little too close to home, Sam? Is it? I'm just asking. If it is, I just want to know where you're coming from.
Riley's stirring shit
Dude,
now.
Stop stirring the pot, Riley.
Riley's stirring shit. I've had a similar thing happen to me.
Oh, dude.
Turn off the stove, Riley.
I hate it.
Turn off the stove.
I hate this too.
At that meal, we had a talk. We agreed that we both really like each other and we want to give it a shot. So we have decided to be exclusive while we see where this thing goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Be exclusive. And then,
till you meet the next guy.
Meet the next guy. Sure. Yeah. I'm sure this will end brilliantly.
Oh, he stayed at my place last night and I did sleep with him.
Of course you did. You boink. Of course.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Sure.
I am seriously happy and excited for the future.
Oh, yeah. The future's going to be great.
Afterwards, we spontaneously booked a holiday to Cyprus. Just the 2 of us, and we leave on Monday. He is half Greek Cypriot, half Jamaican, and has a villa out there, so we just needed the flights.
Yo, what?
I mean, sounds like she's leveling the freak up, sadly. As for my 2 friends who thought I should have waited, I drafted a text with help from a user in the DMs and sent it to them both in a group chat. It reads, "Hi girls, I know you've been disappointed in my actions, and I feel like it was a bad look to move on so quickly. I know you care deeply about me and just want what's best for me and for me to make good decisions for myself. I do feel like I want to clear up what happened a little / my thought process. What you need to understand is I love boinking random dudes." No, I'm just kidding. In the moment of the ultimatum, I saw 2 paths ahead of me. One, where I spend my 20s in my ex's bedroom, watching him smoke weed and play Xbox, begging him to go on a date and only getting attention when he wants sex. Then I saw one where I stayed friends with the guy and we all get to hang out as a big group, go to events, go play golf, go on our holidays, etc. I knew then and there our relationship was done. I didn't choose the guy over Jay. I chose this life where I actually get to hang out together and actually live and have fun versus just me and my ex sitting in and doing nothing all the time.
I mean, but then break up with him before you do all this like emotional cheating,
Dude, come on.
This is her enlightenment point.
Don't
enlightenment
relationship
period.
hot. Yeah, she's trying to make us feel bad for her.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You know, freaking go preach to some other people that want to hear you.
It's not us.
Not
Not
us.
this podcast.
I don't want you.
Sam is frustrated today, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't just a choice between the guy and my ex. It was a choice for all of you and the life that we've built in these last few months versus my ex. As for how quickly I've moved on, you both know I had been unhappy for a long time. And there was only so long that I could beg him to change before giving up. To you, it might seem like I lost feelings for him overnight. But truthfully, this has been building since the start of the year. I have begged, pleaded, cried for him to change, and unfortunately, he never did. All he ever wanted to do is smoke weed, and that was it. By the time he threatened to end it, I had already mourned the relationship 100 times. He had already spent all my tears. He had already drained me emotionally, and I had no more emotions left to give him. Breaking up with him wasn't heartbreaking, it was liberating. God damn, girl.
Dude.
Cold.
Twist the freaking knife
Just-
more.
Jeez. This was why I did not feel the need to wait. I love you both so much, and I both you hope can be happy for me. But if not, that is your decision.
Okay, what does she mean by M and J? It was a choice of all of you. Why did she
For
make
all
it?
the friends, she is saying that if she stays with the ex, that the ex is going to be like, I don't want to be in our friend groups because like the
I
ex
just want to smoke weed.
Yeah, like the guy is like now like just infected in all of our circles, all of our friends groups. So if I stay with the ex, then I will never be able to talk and hang out with you guys again. That's basically that part of OP's argument.
Lame. Fucking lame.
Yep.
Absolutely lame.
Awful. My friends replied and say they know that I was unhappy and they think I made the right decision and that they're happy for me.
I mean, like, yes, it sounds like a better relationship, but like have the courage to break it off before you have a better thing come your way.
And also I feel like give it a beat before you hop in, because it's like, and I think you can say like, listen, with the guy, like I do want to do this with you, but I think I need a second to like.
Yeah, that's what we've seen that in other stories where it's like, hey, this seems really exciting, but I need time.
Yes.
I need some time. Like usually we see it in more like divorce
Yeah.
arena, but
More mature individuals.
Yeah, more mature individuals. This OP does not sound very mature.
Nope. They said that they're sorry for coming across as judgmental and that wasn't their intention, and they were just worried that I was making a rash decision. We are all meeting tonight, just as girls, and we're hanging out and going out for a meal and some drinks to put this all behind us.
Huh. I wonder who you meet there.
And then I met him.
Shut up.
My next up now.
Shut up.
I love baiting and switching on Sam in this episode. Then I will be going to the guy's house for the first time to meet his parents, which I'm excited about.
Wow, it's going fast.
All right, that was not a bait and switch. That was real. That was all facts. My ex is staying blocked, and I doubt I'll ever see or hear from him again as he never leaves his room. So that is the end of that. And I'm closing this miserable chapter in my life for good.
Wow. So the question is OP the a-hole?
Dude.
John, what do you think?
One of the easiest yeses
Yeah.
we've ever had in the 2,000 plus stories
Yeah.
that we've read on this podcast.
I would love to know what you guys think. Put your answers in the comments. But man, I feel like definitely some a-hole behavior. And she was trying to make us feel all bad for her.
Yeah. Your boyfriend was just boring.
You should have told us all this stuff in the very first
Yeah.
story before
Yeah.
any of the updates and been like, look, I met this guy. I'm kind of having these feelings, and I'll be completely honest. Here's some stuff that's gone wrong. I feel like you would have mentioned it if it was really that bad in the first story.
Exactly. And you didn't. You didn't.
You freaking didn't.
You freaking capped, bro.
So what are we going to do?
We're going to fire her from the show.
You're fire you from life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know what our audience thinks. I wanna know,
Please.
please let us know in the comments if you think OP was the a-hole. I also think, okay, this might be a hot take.
Uh-oh.
This may be a hot take. I've seen a lot of rom-coms where like it's like almost celebrated leaving the boring guy for the guy that you just meet.
I can think of a few.
Or like the bad relationship.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Could be
bad
boring.
husband.
And then you just like meet this guy and it's like, oh my God, he's so great. And then they just leave him.
You're not as exciting as the new thing.
Yeah. It was
Sorry.
Hugh Grant. Like, how can you ever
Dude,
compare yourself?
Can't
to
resist
that?
Matthew
It's like
McConaughey.
Every
Kidding?
single French movie
Yeah.
that's a romantic movie.
And that's why paternity tests are legal in France.
Illegal.
Illegal.
They can't do it. It would cause mass pandemonium.
Yeah, I think it's an a-hole move, but I feel
Yes.
like our rom-coms are teaching us differently.
I want to ask.
What?
You can say no,
What?
but do you have an okay story time? You can say no. It's okay.
I mean, like,
I'm just very interested.
yeah, you already know the story. I had an ex, a recent ex that was getting very close to her guy friend and was like getting touchy.
Oh, that
with
one.
him.
Yeah.
And I was
Oh.
like, hey, like, I'm not comfortable with this. If this continues, I don't think I continue with the relationship. And like one of the rules that we made was like, just don't be at his house alone after midnight. And then the very like next day she was at his place alone after midnight. And I was just like, I'm ready.
Did they end up like staying together or whatever for a little bit?
No, he ended up stopped seeing her completely because he felt that she was getting a little bit too like into him. So he ended it with her in terms of like their friendship.
If only the guy.
Yeah. So I mean, he
If
was
only
actually
the
a stand-up guy in this situation. I had
Wow.
no bad blood with him.
If
That's good.
only the guy
Yeah.
stood up, but he sat down and he
Wow.
did
Riley,
something.
you asked about that story time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied?
Yeah.
For torturing our poor boy?
Yeah. You just feel sad now.
Well, you know, Sam, I'm sad, and there's only one cure.
It's another story.
Another
All
story.
right, let's give you 2 CCU stat.
Let's do it.
Am I the a-hole for getting engaged to my ex-husband's new girlfriend's ex-husband? That's a lot of ex-husband's girlfriend's ex-husband.
So many ex-husbands, girlfriends, ex-husbands.
I, 49 female, and my ex-husband, 50 male, let's call him Kevin, got divorced, and the straw that broke the camel's back was when I came home with a present for him for our anniversary, and he accused me of getting it from whoever I was sleeping with and threw it away. He didn't even open the present, which was a Rolex watch he had looked at multiple times and expressed that he liked. So he's like, you're probably cheating. I don't even want it from you. Which
Wow.
most likely means he's actually cheating. I talked to a divorce attorney after this, and we filed within a month, and he moved out. I told my attorney about this, and he wanted to know where he moved out, as Kevin wouldn't list his new address. It was revealed he moved in with his new girlfriend,
Oh my
50
God.
female, let's call her Jenny. He was cheating. I actually knew Jenny, as our oldest kids have been in the same class since pre-K. I also knew Jenny and her husband, 52 male, let's call him Terry, who just got divorced right before too. So these are family friends. These are
Wow.
family friends, and the OP's husband, now soon to be ex-husband, is dating this family friend who just got
That is
divorced.
So messy. Wow.
Yeah. Also, Stella Davis says, quote unquote, new, because you know they were hooking up beforehand.
Yeah.
You know they were hooking up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
how it always goes.
It takes a little over a year to finalize a divorce since Kevin couldn't agree to any terms. A few weeks after the divorce, Kevin and Jenny went public with their relationship on a luxury beach trip. Terry sends me a friend request that I quickly accepted. Terry is the ex-husband of OP's husband's current girlfriend.
Yeah. The like basically the person that's in OP's position.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll admit, in this moment, I was being shallow because he's undeniably attractive. 6'3", tan from working outside on his farm, and fit. And he messaged me right after. Are they going to Pound Town? Put your answer. Put Pound Town in the chat. If you think they're going to Pound Town. Just asking if I had seen the post and blah, blah, blah. The conversation quickly turned into making plans to get dinner and drinks one night. It was Kevin's first weekend with the kids, so Terry and I went out. It sounds sappy, but in that moment, I knew this could be something. It felt natural talking to him, and I didn't have to walk on eggshells or tiptoe around things. He was the first person to actually look at me while I'm talking, and we agreed on almost everything. I invited him over after we left. We had a few more drinks and watched a sappy love movie and had so much fun making fun of how unrealistic it was. We somehow finished a bottle and a half of wine, so I invited him to stay the night. The next morning, I made us breakfast, and we agreed that we should do this another time. I thought it was great. So, all right, they hooked up. They hooked up.
Okay.
It seems like they hooked up.
That's what I was about to ask.
As we were eating, Kevin texted me that he was down the road to drop his kids off. Terry rushed to her, dressed, and left. It felt terrible making him leave like that. And, of course, the first thing Kevin asked was about if he saw Terry's truck coming down the road. I told him nope. And he dropped off the kids and left. That was 4 years ago. What? Whoa. 4 years ago.
Whoa.
Okay, so we're getting a blast of the future.
Dang, okay.
And shortly after that, Terry admitted to me that he wanted a relationship. And I said yes. OP is saying it's 4 years later, but we're still kind of in that time period because it was shortly after that.
Right.
We kept it private all this time because it's really no one's business to know. They've kept it private for 4 years. As long as we know we're happy together, that's what matters. We just celebrated our 4th anniversary, and beginning in November, Terry started to hint that he wanted to propose and wanted me to move to his farm in another town since he lived an hour and a half away. Our anniversary is December 1st, and he planned a surprise dinner with all our friends to propose to me. I couldn't believe that he really did all of this for me. All our friends were incredibly supportive and agreed that we seemed happy together and deserved to be happy with each other. The next day, I made a post about the fact that we were engaged. This was the first post about Terry and I on each other's page. What do we think is going to happen? Conspiracy theories. What do we think is going to happen? So she just posted about, for everyone who's tuning into the stream, TLDR. So OP was with her husband. Husband cheated with a family friend. That family friend got divorced earlier. Then OP dated the ex-husband of the family friend, and now they've been dating for 4 years, and it's been great.
In secret.
Basically, like, the couple split up and then dated each other.
Why does that always happen?
Yeah.
It seems like that always happens.
Hey, honestly, kind of good. They both have each other.
It's better.
But what do you think is going to happen now that she posted? Do you think there's going to be any fallout?
I think that they're going to be insane hypocrites and be like, oh my God, how could you? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy, blah, 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 blah. They're going to get a bunch of backlash from not just the other two that, swapped
Do you
or
think
whatever.
the other two are still together?
I'm going to say yes if they've held it in for this long. Because if they separated and they're like completely gone out of each other's lives, it's like, well, that's
what I'm saying. So OP and their like soon to be husband are together.
Yep.
I'm saying like the exes.
Yep.
Will they? Are you think that are they together?
I'm saying if they're not together, that would have been even more reason to go public earlier. Because it's like they're not even together anymore.
Oh,
so like
I see. So you think they're together?
I feel like they're still together, given that they've continued to want to hide it.
Back to reality. Right after the post, we started to get calls, texts, Facebook messages from Jenny's family and Kevin's family. Jenny sent a long message to Terry saying she couldn't believe we would do this and didn't check with them first, and how insensitive it was to get engaged when we knew her and Kevin were on a break because of the fighting. He ignored all of our messages until we both got messages from my family saying we were shitty people for getting engaged in spite of Jenny and Kevin, and how they no longer wanted to see my kids and wouldn't be attending the wedding.
Stop.
How do they do this with like no facts? Like they never hear the other side of the story.
And like, do they not? I mean, maybe they don't, but do they not know that the first couple cheated to get together?
Exactly. How are they supporting a fucking cheating couple?
Like, what are we doing here?
So, Terry started to help me sell my house since he also works for a real estate company, and we packed all my stuff, sold all the furniture, and moved me into Terry's house. I left my job and was actually able to get a job at his company as a secretary.
Oh,
We
wow.
work together. He has 2 sons who treat me really well. They don't call me their mom. I don't expect them to either, but they do tell people I'm their stepmom, and they surprised me with a basketball mom shirt with their names and numbers for Christmas.
Oh,
I couldn't stop crying after seeing it because it was so meaningful to me to see how they considered me their stepmom.
Oh,
Kevin had kids for Christmas, and we were supposed to begin the normal split custody in January. Since the first of the year, the kids have said they don't want to see me, and Kevin said he's talking with an attorney to change our custody schedule and that he wants full custody. No way.
he's lying.
Well,
He's lying to get them, right?
he's
has to be.
he's lying to
He
the
has to
kids
be.
because
Yep.
the kids are being manipulated. That's so fucked up that a parent can like manipulate children against their to no fault of their own.
Do the kids? We're not 1,000% clear, but do the kids know that it was the husband that cheated?
I don't think they know. Mika says, I don't get why they need their permission when they're the ones that messed up. OP just moved on, that's all.
And they kept it quiet for 4 years. To like not, I guess, to not make it feel like petty revenge.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And like
come on.
they've been in a relationship. Like it's not revenge. They actually
they
care
actually
about
went-
each other.
After 4 years, you would not stay in a relationship for
Yeah.
4 years just for revenge.
I am finally happy with someone that loves me, planning a very small wedding with only friends and family that was supportive of our relationship, and have 2 new stepsons that love me, but I feel so empty without my kids. I took them to meet Terry, and he had been to dinner with us a couple of times, and he treated them like his own, and he never got on to them or was mean to them. I feel so conflicted about what to do. My kids won't even talk to me over the phone and refuse to see me. So am I the asshole for getting engaged to Terry? I will read an edit, and there is some crazy updates, but edit, my kids have always known Terry and were introduced to him a year and a half after us dating. They had no problem with us being together and knew about the engagement as Terry took them to pick out the ring. It's not like he's a total stranger to them, as they've been around him multiple times and been to his house. I hope this can clear up some confusion, and I plan to elaborate more when I have an update. Mini update, I was able to talk to my usual therapist about a session next week to help the kids talk and maybe help them understand the truth. It's next Friday when I would usually pick them up, so hopefully it goes well. And for everyone just turning into the stream, TLDR, I finally went public and I got engaged to my ex-husband's new girlfriend's ex-husband, and my family has started to resent me. Our kids don't want to see me, and my ex-husband wants full custody. So is OP the a-hole? What do you think, John? And there is some relevant comments and a thick, juicy update. But yeah, before we get into that, I want to hear what you think.
Not even in the slightest.
Yeah.
Not even in the slightest. Like, if anything, OP needs to go way harder and like bring him to court, tell the kids like, yo, here's what's at. Because yeah, almost certainly Kevin is lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I guess you just have to prove it, which should be easy-ish.
I think the cheating will be easy. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a little harder with the other stuff, but I think it's doable. Yeah, I think it's definitely.
I think it's doable. Anyway, let's get into the relevant comments.
Let's do it.
So Koala Bear 20 says, not the a-hole. Are your kids okay? What have you done wrong? Their dad is allowed to have a new relationship, but you aren't? OP responds, they're okay from what I've seen. Terry and Jenny's kids have tried to be friends with them, but they have said my kids don't talk to them. I won't try to act like I've done nothing wrong, but I feel like when they started to ignore me, I started to go to Terry's kids' sporting events more. I would attend my kids' games, but they didn't even acknowledge me after or before. I felt useless going, so I didn't even attend the last game, but I still dropped off presents for Christmas, offered to take them to dinner or Christmas without Terry or his kids, and to spend time with them. So, I actually have a hot take on this.
Ooh, drop it on me.
I think OP is the a-hole for this. And this is why. All right. Yes, your kids may be like not acknowledging you, But like, I think the duty of a parent is to be the rock, and like, regardless of whether your kids are like acknowledging you or not, just like keep going, because it's for them, and like it's proving that you're gonna be there for them, I think. And so if she stops leaving, then it's gonna reinforce this narrative that, oh, she doesn't care about you. She's going to her stepkids.
She loves the stepkids.
She loves the stepkids more.
Yeah, the new kids.
Yeah, and like, oh yeah, she was at her game, you know?
Yeah.
And so for her own relationship with her kids, she should keep going to that game regardless of whether they acknowledge her or not, because it's only going to be damage to the relationship further, and then Kevin's going to use that against her.
Yeah.
But I'm curious if you guys think that's true.
It's a really good point. It's a really good point. I mean, like, the tough part is that's got to be so painful, because you're like there with your kids not acknowledging you and just like continuing to receive like that. I'm just imagining myself in her shoes and what a blow that would be. But I felt like if I heard that advice or kind of came to that conclusion myself, hopefully I would be like, that is actually what you should do. And like,
so I think overall, like, OP's not the a-hole from what we've seen, but in this instance, I think she is. But we're going to get into more relevant comments.
Let's do it.
So, Unlucky You says, not the a-hole. How old are your kids? I wonder what their dad/your ex is putting into their heads. While he's going for custody, you may want to go after him for parental alienation. He sounds like a really real winner. And OP says 17, 15, and 10. So the kids are somewhat young.
Got it. Yep.
TD says, you've been dating for 4 years and your kids didn't know it. You got engaged without introducing the kids to the boyfriend. And OP responds, they already knew Terry. He has kids the same age and play the same sports. And I did tell them I was dating someone after a year and a half. I still wasn't sure how they would react, but they seemed fine with it. And I introduced them to Terry shortly after that. Since he didn't live close, he tried to come over on the weekend, but it would usually only be a couple times a month. Like I said, they went to dinner with us and have been at the house with us together. They really didn't act like they cared, to be honest. So they knew him before they got engaged, like a year and a half after Terry and OP had been dating.
So, and they knew that they were dating.
They knew that they were dating.
Okay, so the kids knew.
The kids knew.
Just not the rest
so
of
something changed. Like, basically, Kevin, the ex-husband, probably said something.
Yes.
Bookreader123 says, I don't understand why they have a problem with it now and not before. Everyone knew about Terry. I also think that your ex is telling them lies and would go to a lawyer. What did the kids say about you moving? Do they live with their dad, or what's the deal? As you said, Terry lives 1.5 hours away. Where are his sons? Do they go to the same schools? OP responded, I told the kids about moving and they said they wouldn't be totally interested as they like their current school. They are currently with their dad. Terry was awarded full custody after Jenny received a DUI with one of their kids in the car during their custody hearing. Jenny lives in their old house that he gave her after the divorce, and now he lives in a ranch house he built with the kids, and they attend a school there. Damn.
Wait. So does Kevin now have the kids from...
So Kevin and Jenny are the ones dating.
Yep, Kevin and Jenny.
Right? Terry and OP are the ones dating now.
Yep.
Jenny received a DUI, so doesn't have access to the kids anymore. So Terry got full custody.
Yeah, OP's now soon-to-be husband is getting full custody. Or the man OP's dating is getting full custody. Yep.
Exactly. So...
Wow.
So that's like even further reason that Jenny and Kevin are probably on the rocks.
Yeah.
But there is an update.
Woo!
There is an update. So
let's
freaking get into it. I'm not sure how much of an update this is, but we'll just go. To start, I'm sure him and Jenny had an affair when we were still married, and I really don't care to know. I don't let them waste any of my energy worrying about them and what they do or did. I probably could have worded the end of the post better. Terry isn't a stranger I just pulled off the street and got engaged to. My kids have always known Terry, as his kids are the same age and play the same sports. I told them I was dating someone after a year and a half and introduced them to him shortly after. They've been to dinner with Terry and me and have been with me when Terry came over and been to Terry's house where he lives. He's a very busy and hardworking man, so we didn't get to spend much time together where I live or with my kids, so I would usually spend time at his house, but I never skip time with my kids to see him. Terry is a farmer, land real estate agent, owns his own business, and a volunteer firefighter, so that is why I decided to move there instead of the other way around. Also, if y'all are just tuning in, Terry is undeniably hot.
Dude, what a hunk of man.
Freaking hot, has a farm,
Dude,
volunteer
firefighter. Dude,
come on.
Yoinks.
I'm creaming just reading this.
Oh.
I did tell my kids prior to the move and engagement that I would like to one day move there. They did tell me that they really wouldn't be interested in moving there as they liked the school they attend and didn't want to switch. I was fine with that. And then I told them if I did, I would still like them to stay, even if it's for a weekend or when they're on a break. Terry also took all 3 of my boys and his 2 to pick out my ring, so it wasn't a shock to any of them. Terry asked all of my 3 kids individually if they were fine with it before he even proposed. So she wasn't hiding anything from the kids.
Yeah.
It was all out in the open. I was also asked about if they could come to his house, and yes, they could. Terry has been very nice, has a very nice ranch house he built with 5 full bedrooms and 3 empty finished rooms in the basement that could be bedrooms. Terry doesn't miss. Terry is the most eligible freaking bachelor.
My God.
Mika says we love Terry. Yeah, we do.
We do.
We do love Terry.
Someone said, back it up, Terry.
Josie Mendes, that's
Back
how
it up.
Terry's hot. Yeah, back it freaking up. Terry also had a room that he calls his office that he offered to clear out to make room for an upstairs bedroom so one kid didn't have to sleep downstairs if all 5 were staying at his house so they could all have their rooms in privacy.
Wow.
And he's thoughtful too.
What a man.
Terry's the best. Terry's great.
Dude,
Terry's great.
Dude.
I feel like OP like really lucked out, but is just getting like all of this like recourse from just for no reason.
I mean, do you just like go to Terry and be like,
Just give up your kids. Just give up your kids.
Yeah, I guess
and marry
the kids,
Terry
because you could go no contact with
your kids.
Everyone. No, everyone but the kids, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, the kids are the issue. The kids are the issue. The kids not liking the mom.
That's tough.
That's tough. So, I didn't want to act like I was hiding my relationship with Terry, but we wanted to take things slow and not rush. Hence, why we didn't post to social media or tell our exes. Obviously, friends knew. You can only tell people you're friends for so long before they catch on. But we only told very, very close friends who won't gossip and tell everyone. And lastly, the last question was about my job. Yes, I went from a director of a department to a secretary making just under what I made as a director. You all would be very surprised what a small town local business secretaries make. I'm a secretary/accountant for a land real estate company, as well as Terry's business he owns and his farm. I go to work at 2:30 a.m. with him and don't leave until he does around 9 p.m. and still have farm chores after. So for everyone degrading my career, I work my ass off.
What?
Now on to the update.
2:30 to 9 p.m.?
Bro, that's like what we're doing for the
That's
stream
the schedule
right now.
they want us on.
I know. After that post and the advice, I called my lawyer who agreed that he can't keep the kids from me and that he was definitely doing something to make them flip like that.
Right.
He did say we could go to court, but I told him I wanted to try and resolve it without court first. I'm not ashamed of it, and I'll admit it. I see a therapist for my own health. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I talked to her about getting a session with my kids, and she agreed. I called Kevin after that to say I want to have a talk with only the boys, and he could drop them off, but he could not attend. The therapist was able to finally get them to open up. Okay, this is good. Feels like
we're getting to the real.
This is fertile ground.
We're cracking the case.
You Reddit detectives were correct. He turned the story to that Terry and I had an affair for years before we got divorced, and even tried to tell the youngest that Terry could be his dad because I was cheating on them.
You are joking.
Which isn't true, as I never cheated on Kevin in our entire relationship. I was able to tell the kids the full truth, and I felt the 50-pound weight was lifted off my chest. So OP told the full truth. After, I had never been happier to hug all 3 of them. I made sure to express how much we miss them and are happy to have them home. And completely unexpected was all three gave Terry a hug next. Terry isn't one to cry about much or cry very easily, but the second they hugged him, I saw his eyes water up, and I knew I was making the right decision and picked someone who loves these boys as much as I do. They spent the weekend with us, and I was able to tell the older two the full story about Kevin and Jenny, how the marriage fell apart, and once again invited them to live with us. So basically now giving like the age appropriate.
Yeah. Because the two of us, 15, 17, like still you're getting there.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. They both said that they actually wanted to, but since Kevin had fed them lies, they didn't want to be around us. They get out of school in May and are planning to move with us for the summer. This will hopefully be a good opportunity for them to bond with Terry's kids and their friends. I will not be pushing them to move here as it's their own choice, but deep down, I really do hope they do. I think going to a smaller school and living in a smaller town will be better for them than living in the city. I told my youngest a more watered down version of events. I think that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
You know, I did make sure to tell him that Kevin is his real dad, and what he told him about Terry was not true. He seemed to understand it. So for the moment, Kevin is fine with the boys moving here for the summer. All three of them asked him instead of me, and I think that has helped a lot. Showing him it was their decision instead of mine. To say I'm excited is an understatement. I'm over the moon with how much this is working out. I've talked to my lawyer, and he said the older two are able to decide where they go, while Kevin and I would have to come to an agreement for our youngest. I don't want full custody as I think the kids need their father in their lives, but my lawyer is urging me to fight for full custody. Do you think OP should fight for full custody?
It's tricky because like ultimately, like if OP gets full custody, then she could be like, hey, I will let you see them, but still have like full control.
Yeah. Because full custody
Right?
basically means I think she can decide.
She can decide if she
By
wants
default-
100%.
By default, she gets it
Yeah.
100%, right? By
Yeah.
default, he gets it 100%, but like he can visit or whatever.
Like, yeah, as much as she allows, you know, and then at any moment, like, let's say he's like, oh, he's keeping the kids. She could be like, nah, I can go to the, the court or whatever. She always has that kind of like, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, especially if he's like poisoning their minds with lies.
Yeah.
Actively. That
And then
feels
she can control it, but still, and she wants the father to be in the life.
Yeah, she wants it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
With travel sports starting up, Kevin and I were able to agree on a temporary agreement of me getting the kids on weekends that they have a game. I will pick them up on Fridays, go to the game on Saturday, and bring them home Sunday. We've been talking with lawyers about a permanent agreement. They were able to agree with the older two having a decision as long as they didn't miss anything required, such as school. Some things Kevin has told the kids is that Terry is still dependent on drugs. To make a long story short, about 2 years ago, Terry had been having neck problems and saw a chiropractor for the first time in his life. The chiropractor broke his neck in 4 places.
What?
Chiropractors are fucking crazy.
Bro.
Resulting in him needing 2 surgeries and becoming addicted to painkillers. Fuck. He was on them for a year and it took him another 6 months to get off, but he's been clean since of any prescription painkiller. Then Kevin said that Terry and I wanted to take them away and never let them see their other family, tried to accuse me of being addicted to drugs. I get even more sick and nauseous taking painkillers, so I refuse to take any, even after a mastectomy and reconstruction surgery. And I also found out Jenny was calling them my boys and wanting them to take her last name. That's crazy. That is still Terry's because she refused to change it after the divorce. So there's still lots we don't know and hopefully will one day.
Wow.
Those are some fucked up lies.
Wow.
I feel like, well, I think the question right now is, should OP sue for full custody?
Yep. Yeah, I think so. I think sue for full custody, and I don't know if you can say this in court or if this like messes up your case or helps it, but I would eventually be like, yeah, I do want the kids to have the father in their life, but like, given that you've done all of it, you cheated, left me, you spread all of these terrible, disgusting, malicious lies. You tried to turn my boys against me.
So fucked up.
So much so, given that you've done all that, I cannot trust you. So I, legally speaking, need full custody. However, I do want their dad to be in their life and to, with my supervision and my like oversight, so that way I can make sure they still have a stable home and like everything is good with them. And they still, maybe you do like, hey, dad, let's all meet together and go to the park or Chuck E. Cheese or whatever, right? Maybe that's the way where it's like supervised. It's, outside of the homes, something along those lines.
Yeah, I almost feel like they need supervised visitation. I mean, she shouldn't take their father away from them.
Yeah.
But like, especially for the youngest, supervised visitation, so he doesn't spread lies.
Yes.
So the youngest
I think
can affect the mind.
supervised.
I feel for the older kids, they can kind of decide what they want.
Am I the a-hole for not telling my boyfriend I won money 15 years ago? This is OKFE, home of the craziest true stories on earth. I'm Sophia and Riley. Let's hear from Sweet Cherry Pies. I don't know what I did wrong or if what I did is wrong, and I need some advice. I didn't want to post this on my real account because I'd like to be as anonymous as possible. My boyfriend, 35 male, and I, 35 female, were discussing finances as we wanted to be on the same page. My boyfriend moved in with me unexpectedly 3 months ago as his landlord decided to move into the property with his family. We were discussing finances and the topic of how I own my place came up. I explained I won some money, not a lot, but enough to be able to put myself through nursing school, purchase my home, and have some savings back in 2009.
Whoa. What was she doing?
What do you mean?
She's like, oh, never mind. Go. Sorry.
No, she won the money.
I see. I was like, what job did she
How
have?
did she get $15,000 back in 2009 and bought my place outright and then rented it out until I moved back into it in late 2018. Obviously, I had some luck on my side as this was right in the middle of the recession, so I got my place for real cheap. He says I deceived him by giving him the impression that I was financially well off and that I led him to believe I was more business savvy than I was. What?
You know what it is? He got the ick.
Well, but he doesn't even know if she's not business savvy.
Well, like he assumed that she was super business savvy, and now he's like, oh my gosh, maybe she's not as business savvy. Ick.
But it seems like she is really good at handling her money because she got all this money and then she used it really well. Because, like, a lot of people just like get a bunch of money and then they spend it on frivolous things. But she was like, no, let's pay off all these things and get a house. Like she did it well. I don't know how I did that because I literally work as a nurse and make decent money, fully own my home, fully own my car, have decent retirement plans and decent savings. I'm fairly certain that I am financially better off than most people I know. He says that he can't trust me anymore and that he was stupid to have listened to my financial advice. But the thing is, I never gave him any financial advice except for telling him not to buy a car that was, in my opinion, unreliable and much too expensive. Did I deceive him by not telling him how I got myself financially stable? FYI, we have been dating for almost a year and a half. No.
Happened so long ago.
It happened so long ago. And also, how is that like, the fact that OP used the money well.
Yeah.
Like was very smart about it and he's angry about that. That's weird.
It's not even that much money to be upset about.
Like $15,000 is a lot of money, but in the
Grand scheme
in the
of
grand scheme of
10, 15
Yeah.
years? Come on.
No, come on.
He's just mad that she didn't buy him a car.
I don't even know if that would have been relevant information to bring up.
Yeah, honestly.
Because it happened so long ago. I just had another very weird conversation with him, and I honestly can't wrap my head around it. Yeah, so he's definitely a gold digger. Yeah, that makes sense. Because he's like, oh, I want to be with her because she has all this money, and then he finds out that she doesn't have as much money as he thought.
Interesting.
But also, he must have known that she was a nurse. So, I mean,
Nurses
he must
make
have
money though.
Yeah, but he must have known how much money she was making, or relatively, roughly. He asked me how much I have in savings and seemed impressed with how much, and then said maybe he reacted too aggressively. Then told me that he still wants the car I advised him not to get. He hinted at me getting it for him as a birthday present since it's his birthday in early March.
Called it.
I'm definitely dumping him, going to wait till my 2 sisters and my 2 brothers-in-law. Is it brother-in-laws?
Yeah, like sisters, husbands.
No, I know. Is it brothers-in-law or brother-in-laws?
Ooh.
Okay.
Which one is it? Brothers-in-law or brother-in-laws?
Okay,
Wait, brother-in-laws.
Yeah, that sounds better. Going to wait till my 2 sisters and my 2 brother-in-laws, can come over before I break up with him in case he reacts crazy. Yeah, no, he's definitely a gold. That's so weird. She literally was like, that's too expensive of a car. Don't get it. And he was like, well, you can get it for me.
You can get it for me instead.
That's weird.
That's nice.
That's strange.
Would you buy your significant other a car?
After a year and a half? No.
What if he's the one?
After a year and a half, I'm not buying anyone a car. Also, I don't know how long it would take me to be like to justify buying a car.
But let's say like you're a nurse that has a nice job and like you can get them not like a brand new car, but like a used car.
Okay, well it depends on the cost of the car, but it seems like
$3,500.
Yeah, I could justify that.
Okay.
3,500's like that's justifiable.
$5,000
for like a longer. How long has this relationship been going on for?
1.5 years.
No.
3,500.
Yeah, that's my max.
You got it.
Yeah, well, that's still a lot. That is still a lot, I think.
You're giving them transportation. Like they're all the time like, babe, take me to Chuck E. Cheese. Babe, take me to the flea market.
Nah, I would be like, you need to get your... No, you know what? No, I take it back. I don't think I would. After a year and a half relationship, I don't know if I would.
She doesn't like gold diggers, guys.
OP says he's jealous and also resentful. He's ranting about how he would have tripled the money if he had won it.
Doing what?
How?
Doing what? She has a property, my guy.
Yeah, she literally did everything right. And he's like, well, I could have gotten $50 million with that. I would have invested in it in stocks.
No, you couldn't have. Dude, she got herself through nursing school too.
Yeah, also if you're so good with money, then why don't you buy your own car?
Yo.
He's saying that my money is wasted on me because I don't make money. Apparently, I should have been investing my savings in high-yielding stocks and other shit. That's what I said. I knew he was going to say that. FYI, I do get financial advice from a financial advisor I trust, but I am a risk-averse person, so I would never invest it in the manner this idiot is telling me to. Sure, the chance to get a lot of money is there, but so is the chance to lose. Yeah, I don't fully understand how stocks work.
Can you be a gold digger and a financial bro? I don't think you can.
I think he has to be making that money himself. Yeah, I think he just really wants his OP to like make all the money. He's like, you should be doing this and this and this, but also I'm not going to do any of that. He's now on a crazy rant because I suggested we take a break from this argument because I don't want to ruin my few days off. My God, I can't believe how he's behaving. He thinks he's so clever, but I'm thoroughly disgusted. Oh, it's absolutely over between us.
Yikes.
Yes, and finally, last edit. Okay, so I understand him better now. Okay.
Okay.
Walking it back.
What happened?
So my house / the property it's on is what led him to believe I was much richer than I am. Oh. He assumed I was loaded. So me telling him I actually got lucky pissed him off. Then when he found out how much in savings and assets I have, he perked up and had a change of mind. He's now telling me that with just a quarter of my money, he can show me how to invest on the stock market and make real money. Oh, he is genuinely deluded.
He almost had her back. He was so close.
Did she mention how much she got? Or no, she didn't. She didn't say how much she won, right?
Let's do some math.
Because I was thinking about it because nursing school is probably at least a couple like 100,000 or maybe 100,000.
Okay, pick a state.
Let's do. I can't think of it.
North Dakota.
Okay.
How much was a house in North Dakota in 2008? A house cost, this is whatever.
Almost 200 grand. 200 grand. Yeah.
Okay. So 200K.
200 grand.
How much is
Nursing school.
Let's say she was smart and did like in-state.
Yeah.
So per year was $5,000. How many years do you need to go to nursing school?
$5,000? Where was that? That's so cheap.
So she probably won like 225K max in 2008, but she got a good deal on the house. So who knows what really she got. So, I mean, that's a
sizable amount.
Go her.
But also I think going back to like the boyfriend trying to like win her back, I don't think it would have been a problem for him to have been like, hey, let's invest your money. Like,
yeah,
because I think that is a good thing. I think investing your money is smart. I don't understand how to do it, but I think it is smart.
But she already has that.
What do you mean?
She has a financial advisor she talks to.
That's true.
But this guy's like, oh, Dogecoin.
Well, yeah, no. Like
Bitcoin.
I was gonna say, I think it is. I don't think it's not like inherently a bad thing, but I think the way that he went about it was like very much like, I just want your money. OP obviously knows how to handle money.
I just want to know how you won it. That's what I want to know.
Probably lottery, maybe.
Lottery.
Where else do you win money?
I don't know, but you know what else we can win at right now?
This next story.
Let's go.
Woo!
My boyfriend and I bonded over video games, but now I think he prioritizes them over me.
No.
Hi. I, 25 female, feel like my boyfriend, 34 male, has been neglecting our relationship for video games, especially World of Warcraft. What an adult, mature man he is. We have been together for almost 5 years now.
But how long has he been playing World of Warcraft? Probably longer.
Babe, WoW was here first.
Yeah.
But I feel like this past year things have gotten worse, and this comes from Horse Shelf on the r/OK Storytime subreddit.
Relationships are temporary. World of Warcraft, it's forever.
The problem is you're not wrong. At first, I feel very loved and cared for. He would always want to show me places in our town that were interesting and take me out on dates. We moved in together about 6 months into our relationship, and besides his ex trying to stir up drama, we almost never fought with each other. We split chores okay with me doing 60% and him doing 40%.
That's not equal.
It's not okay.
No.
Not a good at all. We both like video games, so we often play together. He actually got me into playing World of Warcraft with him, which I felt was so fun because we were doing it together. He was in school when I met him for his associates in finance, and I decided to start going back to school for the same thing. We ended up getting the credits needed to transfer to a 4-year school to both get a bachelor's degree in finance. That's nice.
Twins,
my precious little twin. But we haven't purchased it yet as it's a big financial and time-consuming burden. They haven't purchased the
bachelor's degree.
Can you just go buy those? I'm guessing a tuition.
We haven't purchased it yet.
Might have just been a weird way of phrasing it.
I know a guy that has his bachelor's degree, but he doesn't have the formal thing because he hasn't paid the school his tuition.
Oh.
So he went through the schooling and everything, but he just doesn't have the paper.
That's so funny.
Dang.
You could probably get someone to be like, nah.
He
I'll
could
give it to you.
Photoshop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that. A big issue in our relationship is that I've almost always made twice as much money as him. And he's poor?
And you're doing more chores.
Prince X says, does he split bills 60-40
He better.
as well?
He better. Doesn't seem like it.
Well, then one could argue if they do the equitable way, then that is probably closer because OP's making double his amount. But
No, I know, but it seems like OP is both making more and also
doing all
doing
the
more
chores.
chores.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's contributing all the things to the relationship, and
Yes.
he's just contributing his World of Warcraft
Nothing.
level.
Yeah.
What do you get? Gems? I don't know.
He's like, I'm really good at World of Warcraft.
I'm so good, babe.
Yeah.
I'm a chief warlock.
It's like actually better than doing chores
Yeah. It's so good.
for you.
An example is that if we go to an overnight trip, I will pay for the hotel, food, activity, while he pays for gas and souvenirs. That ain't it.
So souvenirs are actually not like a necessary part of the trip.
Say that to my fridge magnets.
You're right. You're right.
Fridge magnet hater.
He's pulling his weight,
Yeah,
guys. He's
thank you.
pulling his weight.
I always try to remind myself that if he had the money, he would pay for these things, but he doesn't have it. I also have paid for more of our rent. At first, it was the rent until we moved into a new apartment where I paid about 70% to try and make things easier for him. He worked as a caregiver in a private house, so he made minimum wage. I would always encourage him to try to make more of himself and to use his education to find a job that paid him his worth. He is going to his bachelor's degree program
he's getting
for finance.
Yeah, that's true.
But the job market where we lived at the time was terrible, and he has pretty much no options. Okay. A big goal of ours is to buy a house. We both sat down and talked over our finances and realized where we live, Northern California, is unaffordable, and we have to leave this area ASAP. This was about 3.5 years into our relationship. The cost of a house versus our wages was insane, and we couldn't even afford to build a savings together because everything was just going towards living expenses. So we decided that I would move to our new area where my brother and his family lived, rent a room, find a job, an affordable apartment. And once I did, he would move out there with me.
So they're going to be paying 2 rents? And is OP paying for both of them?
That's a good question.
That's what I'm wondering.
It is not
because he
clear.
couldn't afford. It doesn't sound like
she's
he's
paying the
moving
rent.
into another apartment and she was paying the rent.
Yeah, it does. I think you might be right, which is a
Little bit
Lope.
funny.
During that time, he would live with his parents and would work at his job. So we had an income still between us, and he could save some money up. So
Okay.
he's going to live at his parents while
That
OP's
makes
in
a
the new
little bit more
place.
sense.
Yes. His new job, however, decided to close down because they couldn't afford to replace him, and the woman who ran it was only a few years away from retirement.
He was a
Dang.
caregiver.
Wow. Oh, right. Yeah, I was like, so his job closed down. Like the company
Yeah, I guess so.
closed down. Wow. Okay. That happened 3 months after I moved out here, but by the time I had a job and apartment already, I had fallen into a bad depression. I was dealing with the move, unpacking alone, isolation, rejection from my brother. We didn't grow up together, so we weren't as close as I thought. He, however, didn't move out here right away like I thought we had agreed on. He said he wanted to hang out with his family and wait for winter to be over since where we was moving to was a snowy area and it was winter. I mean, just put an ICU in the comments, guys. I mean, just...
It's like, it's pretty chilly there right now.
You know, like, I don't like the snow so much, so I'm just going to stay here.
He's like, in Northern California is nice.
Yeah. It's
There's no
so
snow
toasty.
here.
No. So for about 3 to 4 months, he lived with his parents on unemployment and played video games the whole time. There was very little time he actually spent with his parents, siblings, or friend in that area. He was gaming the whole time.
Yeah, he's just living off of their money so he doesn't have to pay for rent. So
Or
he can game.
is he preparing to become the biggest Twitch streamer in the world?
Oh, he's
See,
about to drop
content.
his stream. Yeah.
Content.
You're right. What is he doing? He could be streaming this.
He could be. Maybe he's
Monetize.
he's just practicing his
He's just working up the courage. He's a little shy.
That's true.
Little shy boy.
I was begging for him to please move out here and he could take his time finding a job. I just needed someone here with me. Because, yeah, OP's already paying for the whole rent.
Yes.
So she's like, you might as well just be here with me and like keep me company. And then you could just find that's honestly so much better because that'll expedite him finding a work opportunity out there.
Exactly. There's not like he's not looking for anything.
There's no reason for him to not be there right now. I called him at least 3 times a day for half an hour just to have someone to talk to when I was having bad thoughts. A very important piece of side information is that he had a very bad history of moving with long distance relationships with his exes.
As in like he didn't. Oh, as in, I actually don't know what this means.
He had like a bad experience being long distance with an ex moving away.
Oh, but that's not even what's happening. She's asking him to move in with her.
But babe, like I had a bad experience when, you know, in the past, like it was real bad. You know how bad it was?
It was so bad. It was really bad when I had a long distance relationship, and I know that's not what's happening here at all, but I have like trauma from that.
But it kind of looks like it. So I'm just gonna use
I'm just
it.
gonna stay here with my mom.
Let me use it. I love my mom more than you. So with his first ex, he moved across the U.S. to live with her after meeting and talking online. But she catfished him, and he ended up moving back to our hometown without knowing her after a few months of trying to make it work with her. OP is literally not a catfish. You knew her in the previous town that you were there together.
He's like, I'm having a lot of, trouble moving past this past relationship I have. Like, I don't know if I can trust you, even though I've seen you face to face.
Good. Stay in a ditch in your parents' house. Then just
let her
crawl
go
up in your little hole.
Release her.
My God. She was very financially abusive and an animal hoarder / flipper. What? So he suffered the whole time there. That's insanity. His second ex was also a long distance relationship that started online. I almost sense a pattern.
Stop starting your relationships online if you don't want them to be long distance.
Good. That relationship ended up not working out because she was sleeping with a friend who didn't want a relationship with her. His third and last ex lived with him in our hometown, and her family moved across the U.S. to buy a cheaper house, and she moved with them because they promised to buy her a house.
Damn.
He was supposed to move out with her after things settled down, but he ended up breaking up with her and had her remaining family in the area come get her stuff.
Wait, but that's exactly what's happening here. He was supposed to move out with this ex.
Yes.
They had plans, and then he broke up with her. And it feels like that's exactly what's happening with OP right now.
Babe, this time is different. I need to
This is
just
different.
be at my parents' house for
a little bit. And maybe in a couple months I might break up with you.
Let me level up my game, okay? She was physically and emotionally abusive as well as a hoarder, so the breakup was justified but badly timed. So we are out here.
Wait, 2 of his exes were hoarders?
Yes.
Bro's got a type.
All 3 of them have like long distance related breakup reasons.
I don't trust this man.
Dude. So me moving out here was a huge leap of faith and trust in him.
Why did you do that? Why did you put trust in him?
Girl, I put full trust in him that he was going to move here. That's a lot more than the 0% you should have. He finally did move out here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Proved us wrong.
And things got worse for me.
Okay, never mind.
I felt so horrible about myself. I had basically bullied him into keeping his promise of moving out here. And then I had family drama on top of that. I ended up hospitalized for 3 days. I started on medications that helped me feel better, but not at 100%. He did end up getting a job pretty quickly, but it was another low-paying caregiving job. I ended up losing my job because my company downsized their services to not offer my job to clients anymore. Oh my gosh. I was put on severance for a month, but found an even better paying job in that short time that did give me a big boost in my income. Okay, so at least that part of it worked out better.
At least OP's life
severance and a
is
raise.
going well.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Work life at least.
Yeah, work life.
I love my current job and my coworkers, and the benefits are amazing. After working at my new job for a while, I somewhat helped my boyfriend get a job here as well by name dropping him and his resume. He now makes about 60% of what I make at this job. I still pay more than him in our relationship, about 70%. So now that we both live here and have decent jobs, I thought things could start to get better and we could go back to where it was long before. He only talks to me about work-related stuff and hardly talks to me about anything else. Of course.
Ugh.
What a gem.
What do you have in common at this point?
Like what? Like why do you want to be in the relationship? Like
what is he offering?
What you're getting him the job. He's playing World of Warcraft. You're like having to basically
You're begging him for any sort of attention in this relationship. And he's just making you feel bad.
Right? Hey, Sophia, I have a big surprising plot twist right here.
Give it.
He has gotten into video games even more hardcore.
How?
Even more.
How much more hardcore?
Here's how hardcore.
John, how much more hardcore?
Here it is. Our chore split up has now moved to me doing about 85 to 90% of the chores.
That's just all the chores.
Babe, I clean my controller by like, if I like rub my thumbs, you know, friction, like heat, it's like super good cleaning, and I like clean that.
Babe, I take the trash out and put it beside of the door. Is that not enough?
Yeah.
I literally had to stop my level up because of you.
Babe, I dropped some water on the floor yesterday. Cleaned it.
Evaporation Nation, am I right?
I actually cleaned the floor by dropping that water.
You're welcome. God. So he will get up and play video games while I get up and plan what needs to be done and get to work. I will ask him to do smaller, simpler things every so often, like clean off the top of the fridge or take the trash downstairs. Nothing that takes more than 5 minutes. But since he's playing video games, he won't do it right away and says he'll get to it once he reaches a breaking point, which I'm very understanding of.
No.
Why?
Stop being so understanding.
Don't understand.
He's not a child.
Dude.
This is such like a child thing to be like, oh, no, baby, 5 more minutes, please.
But you can't pause online games.
Yeah, I know, but you don't have to start a new one. How long is he playing that he can't do any of his chores?
You can't pause it.
Can't pause it, babe.
I can't pause it.
I'll be letting my teammates down.
Come on.
Do you want me to do that?
Tips Fedora hat.
True.
Lady.
Small tasks that I ask him to do then take an hour or two, or he forgets until I remind him again and again. I asked him to clean out our small shower stall before I clean the rest of the bathroom, but he never cleans it despite it being a quick thing that he can do while he's in the shower. Oh yeah, just like take his like soaps and stuff out of the shower. Dude, small things like this have been adding up and making me more and giving me more and more frustration. I often don't get to have downtime for hobbies because of things that I need to get done while he's playing video games for 10 to 12 hours a day. You can't interrupt that time.
That's a shift. That's a shift at work.
When is he
working?
His levels, his rank isn't going to raise itself.
That is in
you know what I'm saying?
10 to 12 hours a day.
How's he
He's
supposed to be
crazy.
number 4,329th in the world if he's not putting in a good freaking 12-hour
A
shift?
9 to 9 shift.
Yeah. How's he going to do that, Sophia?
I'm
Riddle me that.
shocked.
Riddle
I'm
me that.
shocked.
We don't go out on dates anymore either. Classy. If I suggest and pay for something, we will go out. But if I don't bring it up, doing something together, he will sit and play video games all day. I just don't know how to make him see that things come before video games. Our relationship used to work good between us, and it felt like video games brought us together, and now it's tearing us apart.
This is crazy. This man is like medically addicted.
Probably.
10 to 12 hours a day.
He hit the KO combo on a relationship.
I'm shocked. I'm
Tragic.
still shocked.
I still feel like he chose playing video games over our relationship and my mental health because he kind of did.
No, he did. He didn't kinda. He did.
He did. And now he's choosing video games over chores. I brought up these issues with money because I feel like he doesn't respect my time. I spend a lot of time at work and give up a portion of my life for us to live a happy life together with everything we need. By the way, you can have the happy life you need by joining us every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile and you can join us live like we are right now.
12 hours a day.
You can talk to us. Yeah, I mean, low key. Before, I feel appreciated and loved. But because of that, I didn't mind that I was spending more money than him and sacrificing things I wanted. But now it feels like I'm paying for him to play video games while I'm taking care of everything. I'm at a point where I'm saving for us to buy a house together, but I don't want to be the person putting a majority of the money in if I'm being helped out by my partner because video games are more important. I know he plays way more than any of his friends get to because he tells me often that he's playing with strangers because no one else is on.
You have no friends because you don't prioritize your relationships.
I need advice on what to say or do going forward because I really can't keep doing this. Sophia.
Stop.
That's where we come in.
I'm coming in to say stop doing this.
Yeah.
Kick him out of your house that you're paying for.
Yep.
And tell him that he needs to figure his life out because you can't do it for him.
He can go back home to mommy.
Yeah, let him cry.
He can go
Jeez
back home to mommy.
Louise, he's just taking advantage of OP. This is ridiculous.
It's so insane. Like I don't
We've
get
had
it.
a lot of stories today that are just like people staying in these relationships for way longer than they should be.
That's true.
It's so sad.
We had a lot of positive ones when
When
you
I
were gone.
wasn't here.
Yeah, they were great. Super positive.
I'm glad.
Yeah. But yeah, the theme of today is relationships that you should leave.
Yeah.
And that's really it. Except the only thing that maybe possibly might be challenging is having him move out of the place that she's in. I'm not
I
sure.
don't think he's on the lease unless, I mean, we
That's
don't know
true.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the legal or whatever ramifications
Yeah.
of all that is. So in some places, it's like if you've like lived there for a month, even if he pays like half of the freaking water bill or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, just like figure out the most effective way. Break up with him and then figure out the most effective way to get him out of your place. Just send him back home to He loves playing video games
and he loves his family.
and he
You
loves his
already
family.
said that his like 4 priorities are his dog, gym, family, and video games. So
give it to him. Hey,
Give
you
it
get
to him.
100% of that.
yeah, you're like, hey
Subtract me,
babe,
get it all.
I want to break up with you. I also want you to move out, but I got you a gym membership
Good news.
in California.
Congratulations. And congratulations to you, Sophia, because you're reading this next story. Woohoo! Zooey!
My boyfriend didn't do my laundry. I'm through with him.
Dump him like the laundry.
My boyfriend, 23 male, and I, 23 female, moved in together about 3 months ago.
Congrats.
Wow. When we met, he was living with roommates and I was living on my own. Long story short, the roommate wound up being a huge jerk and he moved out with me as I was moving anyway. He insisted he pay all the bills, even when the plan was me moving into his old place, which was a part of their issue in the end. I insisted we do 50-50 and he refused because we have a future. I want to marry you. Why would I have you pay when we're building together? Etc. I don't fully understand. Ever since we moved in, I've noticed he's wildly inconsiderate. He eats the last of my things, leaves groceries out to spoil, and I pay for everything besides the rent. This includes nearly every date we've been on. By the way, this comes from Stock Entrepreneur 11 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. It seems like OP, like he convinced her that he was doing this great chivalrous thing by paying for the rent just to get away with doing nothing else.
That, and also my question is, with all the other expenses, groceries, going out, all this stuff, does that actually equal more than that? And he's kind of like,
Is
oh,
OP
babe,
paying more?
Yeah, I got the whole rent. So on the surface, it's like, oh, wow, he's going to pay the whole rent. But then you're like, wait a minute.
Who are you?
Not my boyfriend.
I say this because it's exactly what I mentioned when I said we should do 50-50. I didn't want only one of us to have spending money. This month, he came to me on the 1st and said he was $300 short. I'm immediately baffled because where is his money going? I find it weird towing the line of his finances and what's an appropriate amount for me to ask about them. He's the first person I've really lived with. But there's been a few times he has told me about him loaning people money after initially hiding it.
That's
freaking
stupid.
It's so frustrating when you want to like have equal finances and like equal shares and stuff, and then a person's like, "Oh no, I'll take it all on," and then they can't.
They can't do it.
They can't do it,
It's
and then
like-
it just goes back onto you.
Yeah, and it's like we could have like avoided all of the headache in the first place.
If we had just split it equally.
How do we split it equally?
Yeah, it's this like weird chivalrous, or not even like chivalrous. It's just like this, like, oh, I need to do this because I'm a man.
It's
in a
like
relationship."
anti-chivalry, where it's
Yeah.
like you do something to like seem chivalrous, but it's actually it's for
actually
your own self-interest.
Exactly. I'm talking amounts around the same $300 he was short for rent, and this is what he's loaning people. With all due respect, my boyfriend is a bit dumb.
Yes.
He doesn't realize the cost of things, doesn't give me any credit for the things I do, or respect the money I spend on our home. He's inconsiderate, he lies, and I'm planning to be done when our lease is up, period. He's aware I'm at my breaking point. Regardless, I paid the $300 as our apartment had sent us a gift card that day anyway. Your apartment sent you a gift card?
Dang,
Like
I wish my landlords would send me gift cards.
I'm not your landlord.
I'm not saying you.
We
I'm
were
saying the
talking
people I
about
pay
you,
rent
John.
to. I wish they would.
It worried me. I applied for a place alone. I told him when we were hunting for places that this one was too expensive, $300 over his budget to be exact, because he set the budget, because he is the one paying the rent, right? Yet he refused to even consider anything else. Oh. A few nights ago, he tells me he needs my help with rent. No, just this month, indefinitely. I said it's not the expectation he set that we picked this place because of him when my top pick was $400 cheaper at least. He claims his previous statements about wanting to take care of us only applied to his last place, and this was different. To be as clear as possible, I know what his bills are for the month, and I know his income. He's like, no, I actually meant that I would pay it last time. And I know I didn't like communicate that the rules were changing, but they are now because I am broke.
I'm communicating it now. Like people, like, what do you mean? I
Yeah.
say like, oh, I'll cover this. Like I meant when I said I cover this, like I meant like this month. Are you like stupid or
Yeah, are
something?
you
You're not like
dumb? I
you're
meant I'd cover this and you cover everything and then you also cover this.
it's how it works.
It's how it works. It's fair.
Come on.
Not having rent, even with it being over budget, it doesn't even make sense that he doesn't have it. I told him he said I wanted to go 50-50 in the beginning, and he insisted him paying was because he saw us having a future. So by his logic, he no longer does, and that's the sudden change. Okay, so OP's saying originally him paying was seeing that they had a future in the relationship, and now because he can't pay or doesn't want to pay, there is no future for the relationship.
It's like a contract where it's like,
Yeah, it's like,
hey babe, like if I'm just like not feeling it, then it's like, hey, I'm not in it for life and I
Yeah.
don't want to. So like right now I'm just like not feeling. So could you just like pay for everything?
yeah, it's like, I know that we're both on the lease, but if I'm not feeling it, I'm taking myself off the lease.
I signed the
That's how it
lease of the
works.
apartment, but you're no longer on the lease of
My heart. And that's legally binding. That's legally binding.
Yeah, babe.
He claims it's not that, and he just needs help, and I'm exasperated. With him being inconsiderate on top of all this, I think it's fair that I tell him he'll need to start buying his own groceries, and I'll continue buying mine. Very fair. If you're splitting the rent, then just split everything else.
Come on now.
It's always something with groceries. Either I didn't buy something of his that he didn't tell me we were out of, or he eats the whole box of zebra cakes. What are zebra cakes? And
You don't know zebra cakes.
Eats the whole box?
what are zebra cakes?
It's like they're like kind of like Twinkies with chocolate covering a little bit, kind of a vibe.
Are they like white chocolate?
Yeah, it's
dark
like white chocolate.
milk
It's like black and white chocolate striped little cakes.
Oh,
It's like
fun.
they're good, but like actually terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's like
can see
great when
that.
you're a kid, but then you taste it like this is
Wow.
gross,
This
bro.
is not that good. In 24 hours, wow, and drinks 3 cans of soda in a sitting simply because it's there.
Oh God.
Then he downplays the significance of me keeping our kitchen well stocked and says I'm policing the food. My logic is he's just added an issue by switching up our agreement, so why not alleviate the extra tension by handling one issue before we take on another? And with a resolution that saves me money at that. For reference, I'm spending around $1,000 on groceries a month and cooking nearly every night. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jeez Louise.
What are we doing here with this guy?
Oh my God. This guy sucks. It's still not enough, and there are never leftovers because he eats everything immediately after I cook it every time. So to show him just how hard mentally and financially it is to accommodate that kind of greed, I think he should have to get his own groceries. Yes.
Literally, yes.
Cook for yourself. Maybe it's petty, don't care. I'm fine with paying my way. I'm just asking that he pay his. And just because I think it's funny, I'm sitting on the couch behind him as he sits playing the game in front of the TV. I asked if he could buy dinner. He says he's broke. He's been too broke to even pay for dinner for over a month, LOL.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just broke, babe.
That's not, you can't just use that as an excuse.
No, I'm just broke.
Figure it out. Your partner is not like yours to, financially abuse and make them pay for everything. It's supposed to be a partnership.
But like the thing is, I'm broke.
He's like, I don't have any money. I'm not really liquid right now. Sorry.
I have it all tied up in these NFTs
Yeah.
based on from these games.
No.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Dogecoin?
I'm kind of doing like a stock thing, and it's gonna
All
appreciate.
crypto.
I thought you said
appreciate.
a sock thing.
I'm trying to do a
Stock game.
stock thing.
Yeah.
Update.
Oh.
So I wanted to clarify some things first, because it seems a lot of you feel I'm being taken advantage of. It's not that I feel so much as you are.
Facts.
My financial situation has significantly improved since we met. I work for myself, so I've never had the kind of income someone could get comfortable taking advantage of, as every week is different. He was the stable one until...
I don't understand.
He was the stable one until I became more consistently well paid about 2 months ago. If anything, I moved in because he was going to pay all the bills, so I feel like I'm more the user than him. But the
What?
thing is that he's the user in practice.
What
Basically,
does she mean like that by that?
she's like, oh, guys, he's not taking advantage of me because originally he was paying for the rent, and that's why I moved in. So I was actually going to use him. But he's using her now, so that's null and void.
And plus,
That
it
doesn't
was
matter.
like it was the split in agreement. Like I feel like
And also, OP literally said, let's do 50-50. And he insisted, no, I'm going to pay for the rent. So it wasn't even
Yeah.
OP like, you have to pay everything for me. I insist or I'm not moving in. That wasn't the sitch.
that wasn't it. That
Okay.
wasn't it.
Let's get back to this next graph.
Let's do. Look at this graph. Sorry. So tempting.
Y'all also seem to think I have no backbone. Little skull emoji. I wish y'all knew me so you'd know how untrue that is. I'm very blunt and honest. Some would say mean when necessary. Before y'all's comments had even started, I ended up blurting out for him to start buying his own things. He was offended, if you can believe that. I mentioned his waste of things and how much that costs. He said it's just as bad how I buy several things. He's like, you're always buying groceries though.
Yeah, like you literally like, are you kidding me? You come home with like bags of like all this stuff, like all your own stuff. Like you're like spending all this money.
You're spending $1,000 on all of these useless food things.
Just let him starve, Loki.
Literally.
Lock it away.
Instead of putting $1,000 in useless food, they had this new World of Warcraft horse.
Wait, is this the
New armor.
Are we still on the? We're not on that story anymore.
Or are we?
Oh, never mind. I thought we were on that story.
I actually got confused. I was like, is this guy playing video games?
I was just rolling with it.
Ironically, I do that when he's left something out and I don't want to throw it away, but am too scared to eat it. I have a crippling fear of getting sick and not being able to eat. Stems from a bad bout of pneumonia, flu combo I had almost a year ago where I lost 30 pounds and couldn't gain any back for 8 months.
Yes.
Also, I buy it. WTF?
Literally.
So I said that. Plus, maybe if you paid for something, you could be at me about how much of anything I buy, but no, because I buy it and I buy it because you leave everything out until it's bad. So now what do you have to say? Which I think OP is saying, if you were paying for groceries, then maybe you could whine to me, but I'm paying for my groceries, so I get to decide what I do with them.
Yeah, yes, 100%.
And as expected, he had nothing of value to say. Just started whining. I nag about everything. I don't care.
Okay.
He offered to do my laundry last night. And here's the title of the story.
Uh-oh.
Unbeknownst to me, he left his laundry in the wash a week ago. Ooh, that was smelling funky. So he did that load first. Totally didn't put mine in. Got up, left for work, didn't mention that my clothes for today, an important day at work, were never washed. I text him about it as I'm now doing laundry at 6 a.m. His response, I'm sorry.
He apologized.
Sorry.
Good to go.
First step.
Sorry. After
Get 'em.
ruining my sleep before a 12-hour straight workday over laundry.
Bro.
Girl.
Dude.
He's taking advantage of you.
What redeeming qualities does he have at all?
Nothing. The
Like-
funny thing is that OP is like, oh, guys, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he's not taking advantage of me. I stand up for myself when he does all of these horrible things. Take a look at the stuff that you're writing about. There's no redeeming qualities about this guy.
Literally.
But there are redeeming qualities about you if you join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile.
Do it.
After I was hesitant to even allow him to do it because I just knew something wouldn't be done in terms of laundry. I know my soulmate wouldn't inconvenience me at every opportunity. My soulmate wouldn't need me to nag. My soulmate wouldn't be driving me slowly insane with his thoughtlessness. I know it's as good as over. I'm just trying to time things well for minimal drama. I really appreciate all the constructive and on-topic advice. A lot of y'all sound like angry little goblins in the comments. Please relax. This has never been all that serious to me. I've been able to put back a significant amount of money and upgrade my whole life these 3 months. Trust, life will go on more than fine without him. Thinking now my angle on the rent will be, show me where the money's going if you want me to help. We'll see how that goes. Show me where the money's going.
Put the money in the bag.
Put the money in the bag. Give it to the landlord.
You
And
know
then we'll
what?
talk.
Put the relationship in the bag and throw it
Put
away.
the relationship in the
Can we talk
bag.
about that?
Throw it in the laundry and forget about it.
Get it soggy, moldy, wet. So you gotta throw it in a dump.
Yup. And
Yeah.
that is the end of that story. And I think it's time for me to run down and put my rice in the
Oh my God. Let's do that while I get started on this first
Bye.
story.
Woo!
Get out of here. Get out of
I'll
my
be right back.
face.
My Rice Queen.
Oh my gosh. Rice Queen. Like the Ice Queen. Should we get started for this next one?
We already read that one. John, we already read that story. John, we already read it. John, we already read that one.
Am I the a-hole for wanting to break up with my girlfriend after her ex's funeral? What's the gut check? Gut reaction?
Ooh, like gut reaction is like, no. I mean, yes.
What if it's like
Yes.
she went to her ex's funeral and
Wait, no.
so
Wait, yes.
I'm breaking up with her?
Yeah, I think yes, the a-hole.
Yes, the a-hole?
But also we read it. We had on our last stream. We had that whole thing about like the boyfriend wanting like going to Canada to be with his ex.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like a situation there, which would be a-holery.
Let's see. Also, Camp for the win says gut check is no. Isabella says probably. Carrie Patterson, where is John tonight? He's hanging out with his girlfriend.
He's hanging out with his girlfriend.
Hanging out with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Jonah Wheatley, you're late, but we're at the start of this first story.
Yeah, so you're not late
so
to
you're
this
kind
story.
of like right on time.
And we'll be here for a while.
We'll be here for a while. Thanks to y'all donations, just keeping us in this chair. All right. We have like 2 more hours on the stream if no one donates anymore, hopefully.
We're going to 3, right?
We're doing...
We've done...
We're going to 3.
Yeah, we're going to do 3. We're going to definitely do 3. And if we get... oh my God, Evlonk, I need to call in with an Am I the A-hole? Oh, that would be cool.
Also, thank you for the dono.
Thank you for the dono.
Yes.
All right. So my girlfriend and I have been together for about 4 years. She used to be close friends with her ex. However, he tried to make a move on her while she and I were together, so she cut off their friendship. Crazy. Okay. They knew each other for about 10 years. They were high school sweethearts and stayed together throughout college. They broke up because he did not want kids.
Okay.
Okay. He died recently.
Whoa.
Why are you laughing?
It just came out of nowhere. It was like.
You heard that? That was the title of the story, Riley.
I forgot.
Jeez. Shame.
Sorry.
Shame.
Go in the shame corner, Riley.
No, we did the dunce cap.
Yeah.
All right, on my way.
All right. He died recently, and my girlfriend wasn't invited to the funeral. While I wasn't happy, so to speak, to see my girlfriend cry about this guy, I swallowed my emotions and offered my full support. She asked me to come with her, and here's where things get messy. Oh, my girlfriend was invited to the funeral.
Oh,
I think I said
like,
wasn't.
wow,
Yeah,
she
my girlfriend
gate crashed.
was invited.
Okay.
All right, so here's where things get messy. She kept talking about how she wishes they never broke up in the first place. Oh, man.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
Freaking ouch, dude. Freaking
that's
ouch.
That's not a thing you say to your partner.
That's
a thing. That's a thought you keep in your head.
Yeah, you said
That's an inside
the
thought.
quiet part out loud, as people keep telling me. She kept talking about how she wishes they never broke up in the first place, and that she's never met someone who she loved as much as him.
Yikes.
Ooh, yeah. Now you got to break up. That's a breakup.
That hurts. That hurts so much.
That's a breakup.
Straight to jail.
Straight.
Oh no, it's Lizzie Joe says no problem. We're done here.
Yeah.
Jenna Wesley says big ow. Sky Nicholson says nope. Kiki Doyle says I'd be gone forever.
Yeah.
Before it was over.
If anyone was
Camille
like,
says
I'd
damn.
never.
Jonah Wesley, ope. Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, if a
I feel like
partner
you
said
don't
that, yeah.
stick. You don't stick around, right?
No.
You're like,
Oh, heard.
but she just died.
Heard.
She just died. He just died.
No. I don't like at that. No, if it had just been like, hey, I like need to go to my ex's funeral. They were a big part of my life. I understand if you don't want to go, if you're not comfortable, I need to do that. But the fact that like OP's partner literally went further, I'll never love anyone. That you can't say that to your partner.
I feel like that's red flag.
Gone.
Red flags in the chat if you think this is a red flag.
Red.
But wait, let's wave them. This deserves to be raved.
The red flag.
End it, OP. Save yourself a lot of hurt. Red flags.
Yeah.
So she made a speech about how she says that if things had been different
At the funeral?
they'd be a happy family with children.
That's so weird.
At the funeral.
I'm sorry.
At the funeral.
I'm sorry. If my like family member's ex got up on the stand at the funeral and was like, I wish I never broke up with him.
I would cry. I would probably cry.
I'd be like, leave.
I would cry. Why am I here?
That's so messed up. That's so messed
Riley,
up.
how would you feel, dude?
Dude, that would be messed up. So messed up. I don't even know what to do. I don't know why, but I'm just thinking of this person like saying this speech and then doing the ungodly thing that happened in Saltburn. Like that's
What's
what I would
Saltburn?
feel like.
What happened in Saltburn?
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
What is
it? So Saltburn is a new movie that came out with Jacob Elordi,
Okay.
who I've just explained recently.
Oh,
who that
that's
is.
your celebrity crush.
No.
You said it was the hot person. I asked you to choose a hot person.
You asked me to choose a famous person that is the
That you
it
found
boy of the
attractive.
month. No, that's not. That's
What
not
was
what
it?
you asked.
What
You
did I
said,
ask?
"Who does everyone find attractive?" This
Oh,
is
okay,
not my
fine.
personal.
All right, everyone find attractive. Jeez.
Not my personal thing. But no, Jacob Elordi is in it. And I'm not gonna spoil it because there's just a scene with a graveyard.
That gave me nothing.
He like
You gave me nothing.
There's a scene with a graveyard. Everyone who's seen it.
spicy sleep graveyard.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With
yeah.
a ghost or like with a
Nope.
person on a gravestone?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, like in the ground. He like.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's so many clips on TikTok. It's bad, but yeah. That's what went to my head. If
I should have
someone
said
had a
spoilers.
speech like
sorry.
that,
We should have said spoilers.
Wait. Okay, everyone's saying just watch it. Haven't
Yeah.
watched Saltburn yet.
you should
Okay.
watch the whole thing.
I haven't seen it yet. I've just
Is it
seen a
good?
lot of reactions of it.
I think you'd like it.
I think some people are like, this is weird, and some people are like really into it. So it really just depends.
Camp for the Win, who says everyone finds Ryan Reynolds attractive. Sophia
don't.
has like an
What?
extremely specific taste.
I think Ryan Reynolds is like straight man attractive. Like straight men think he's attractive.
Yes.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah, no, I just don't think that like he's not like. I think I love him as an actor. I think he's very funny. I just don't think he's not my type.
And who is?
I don't think I can't think of anyone on
No one.
the. I like Pedro Pascal.
Facts.
What about like YouTubers? I don't know.
What did you
Where
say?
the
Like
YouTube
that?
Why are you
That's
making
why
it
I'm
so
asking.
weird, Riley?
I'm just asking if there are YouTubers in this space. I recently talked to a YouTuber and
In
I was
this
like, "Oh,
space?
this is nice." No, just in
Riley!
general.
Riley, why are you?
They're all
do you
over
mean,
What
LA.
are
Riley?
you trying to say?
Maybe she's not into movie actors. Maybe she's into YouTubers.
Riley's trying to get Sophia to say that he's hot.
Yeah.
That's what it feels
Yeah.
like.
So is
No,
Riley
no,
out
no,
here
no,
trying
no,
to hit on
That's-
Sophia?
No, not no.
Yeah,
No.
Camp for the Win. Riley out here trying to hit on
Oh my
Sophia.
god.
Squidney 456. You're hitting on Sophia.
No.
Thank you.
M21. Is Riley making a move? Sky Nicholson. LMAO. Riley looks so guilty. Get fucked.
Wait, I could show a YouTube clip right
Cassandra
now.
Perry says Riley's got a crush.
God.
No, Riley's trying to dig himself out of this grave, but you
Bro.
can't because it would go against my boundaries.
Yeah.
So
All right,
you're actually
I'm shutting up. But
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
Riley's
no,
trying
Riley
to
was trying to make
Saltburn
fun
that
of me,
grave.
and then it backfired.
Sarah Madoff. Yes, Big Protein is so trying.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the story. Riley.
Oh
Jesus.
yeah, someone said Aoki said that's why he flashed his nips when she said to.
I feel caught in the middle of this. I don't like this. All right, can we go back to the story?
Yeah, read.
Can we please?
This is Riley's fault.
All right. She kept talking about how she wishes they never broke up in the first place and that she's never met someone who she loved as much as him. She made a speech about how she says that if things had been different, they'd have a happy family and children. I had to force myself not to say anything then. Now we're back home and she hasn't said anything about what she said. I'm so close to just leaving, but I just don't know if she only said that out of grief. And OP's only comment before the update, to be clear, she didn't say anything of these things to me. She was talking to others, which is almost worse. There is an update, but I don't know. What do y'all think? What should
No,
OP do?
Break up.
Break up?
It seems like that what he did. But yeah.
Well, we don't know. There's an update happening.
Yeah, no, I think if your partner says that, I think that's the end.
That's the end?
That's the end.
Yeah, that's the end.
That's
Cassandra says it's because Sophia bosses him around and Riley likes that.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're moving on, guys.
Alright,
I was making a joke, and I didn't realize that it would be.
Stella Davis says nips out for Sophia.
I just have this effect on people, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, all right. Back to the story. You guys are getting a sidetrack.
Yeah, you're gassing me up too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Stop.
What? I'm doing my fuckboy laugh. All right. So what do you think OP should do?
Break
Also,
up.
first of all, is OP the a-hole for maybe thinking about breaking up?
No. At this point, no.
Yeah.
If it was just my partner went to their ex's funeral, I'd be like, yeah, that was a whole move. Why would you break up with them over that? But no, it was like they went to their ex's funeral. They said that they'll never love anyone more than their ex, and they wish they were still together with their ex.
That's gotta be breakup.
It sounds like
territory.
they're breaking up with OP
Well, but the thing is, it's like
for a ghost.
for a ghost, but she can't date the ghost.
No, she can't, and
Yeah.
so she's settling. She's
settling.
literally settling.
Unless this guy likes participation trophies.
You mean like he just wants to be with her? Just
Because he's okay with being in second
he's
place.
okay with being second place.
Yeah.
There is
don't think he is, though.
There's all right. Well, who's the other person in the Notebook? The other girl that Ryan
Oh,
Gosling's
James
with?
Marsden. Oh, what?
No, or the other girl that Ryan Gosling's
Oh,
with when
yeah.
he's not with Rachel McAdams.
That part is so weird.
Sarah or something.
I don't know.
Or
yeah, she's just
is it
like,
Sarah?
I know you're in love with someone, but
Yeah,
I'll take
dude.
second best.
Dude, don't. We've all been a Sarah, but we shouldn't be Sarah.
Don't be a Sarah.
Don't be a Sarah.
Know your worth.
I'm not sure if it's. Is it Sarah?
We don't know if
let
it's
me look.
Sarah.
What is it? What anyone who knows the Notebook, let us know.
You watched it like twice.
Yeah,
I
you're the
know,
one
I
who knows
forgot,
the
but it was
Notebook.
because when I was watching it on my date, we were talking about it.
Annie, we got Allie, Annie,
Yeah, Sarah Badoff says,
Sarah.
is it Annie?
Sarah.
Is
with
it Sarah?
no H.
I think it's Sarah. Wait,
Sarah with no H.
yeah, that is. Yeah, I believe that's Sarah. Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah Badoff with Sam in the freaking Notebook. Yep, that's me.
Yeah.
Not Ryan Gosling. Okay. Anyway, let's go into the update.
Yeah.
Update. Hello, everyone. Hi. It's been a stressful couple of days.
Hi.
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 It's been
Doing a Debbie Ryan.
Was this a Debbie Ryan? Anyway, it's been a stressful couple of days, and my post got a lot more attention than I expected. It was overwhelming, to be honest. It's been a week since the funeral itself, and I've been talking to some friends as well as reading comments on my last post. Truth be told, I've been hesitant to talk about this to my girlfriend because she's still been depressed. She's not talking to me at all, and I've been taking care of everything around our place. She's just been laying in our bed. I've tried to talk to her, but she just shuts me out. I've been reflecting on our past relationship and realized a couple of things. My girlfriend was never as passionate with me as she was with her ex.
Oh.
She never did anything as romantic or thoughtful for me when compared to her ex.
Oh.
For example, she's never gone traveling for more than 3 days with me, but she traveled often with her ex, sometimes for years? For years traveling?
Where were
Like
they
maybe
going?
they were like digital nomads?
Maybe. Nah, they need, this is over.
Yeah, Videographo says, bro, move out. Agreed.
Yeah.
But she traveled years. It's not like I haven't offered. I was simply told to get over it and that each relationship is different. And people said, shit, like if she wanted to be with her ex, she would be. I guess she can't now. I was simply told to get over it and that
Wait, if they want, someone else said if she wanted to be with her ex, she would be. She can't be.
She can't. Well, she broke up with him.
Yeah, but
right?
she clearly regrets it.
Yeah.
That's such a that is not a. Yeah.
Something also to note is that some of you actually pointed my attention to another post, one that's about a girl going to her ex's funeral.
Was that the one that we were talking about?
Did we may have
No, it
it's
was a
Martha.
guy.
It was
a guy.
Martha. The Notebook Martha.
Okay, so we just kept getting that name wrong.
Yeah, we got it. Maybe the actress's name is Sarah.
So yeah, no, the one that we read before was a guy going to his girlfriend's funeral. So not this. But they're saying that they found another
There
post
is
from
a
the
post.
other. Yeah, okay.
I read the post and I don't know if it's actually my girlfriend or not. Some details are different, like our age. We're both 30. Also, I never said anything about breaking up with her for going to the funeral. I wasn't exactly happy to see her mourn the guy who wanted to sleep with her while she was with me, but I didn't actually say anything.
Oh wait, so that title is a lie.
The other title.
Okay.
Now that post admitted that she actually cheated, I thought about this for a second, but it doesn't matter because if she cheated or not, I already broke up with her.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Also, Kenzie V just got here. All right, to do the TLDR. Basically,
Ooh, that's funny.
what?
The TLDR.
Oh, the TLDR. I didn't even think about that.
You emphasize T.
Well, I wasn't even thinking about it. Anyway, the TLDR, the story is OP is dating this girl. Her ex died. The ex tried to sleep with her while OP and his girlfriend were dating. The girlfriend was like, no, because the ex, like, she broke up with her ex for good reasons.
Yeah.
Then the ex died.
Yeah.
And OP's girlfriend went to the funeral.
Yeah.
Which, like, OP was like, I'm like not great with I'm not really super happy about it, but I guess. And then she confessed her love to her ex at the funeral, saying she's never loved someone more.
And she wishes she was still together with him.
Yeah. Because she would be happy.
Yeah. While the OP's still there.
While OP is at the funeral.
At the funeral. Yeah.
Oh my
She
God.
told on herself.
Yeah. Yikes. Yikes. Yikes.
I did have a talk with her. She refused to at first by not responding to me. But when I told her I was leaving, she finally said something to me. I basically told her that I feel like crap ever since she said those things at the funeral. How I feel like she would rather be with her ex than me. That I felt like her second choice. She started to yell at me, calling me selfish. And that she's lost one of the most important people in her life and I shouldn't make this about me.
That's even worse. Even that fight.
Yeah.
I've lost one of the most important, like, above you.
I was too tired to try and yell back. My things were already packed up. I was staying with my parents for a while. Our lease doesn't expire for a few months, so I don't know what she's planning to do. I don't know what to do now. I thought I was going to marry this girl someday and have kids, but she wanted someone else this whole time. I appreciate all the comments, and I don't know if I'm going to post another update, but guess what? Guess what? Guess what? There's a freaking update, and it's juicy. It's juicy. Well, it's actually, it's not super juicy. Well, it's juicy, but it's short. It's
Yeah.
juicy and short.
Short and juicy.
How Riley likes him.
Wait, what? Not gonna argue with that one.
Tiny juicy update. So yeah, there is another update, but
Thank
Toasterella,
you,
thanks for the $2 donation. We have one more hour in this stream unless we get to that donation goal. But thank you. Which
yeah.
we might. You guys
are crazy.
Yeah, you guys are crazy. You've
done it before.
But all right. First of all, before we get into this juicy update, still think we should break up with this girl?
Yes.
Can you give the reasons?
Because she keeps saying that she cares more about her ex than her current partner.
Yeah.
And then her argument when OP brought it up was that she cares more about her ex than her current partner.
Yeah, she's like,
I care so much about him.
Yeah. I mean, would you, so I'm going to go to the chat a little bit. So Breezy Bree 8 says, yes, break up with her. The Raven asked, is James going to join? He's going to join. He's coming at 7:30. So it's 6:12 right now.
6:12?
It's 6:12. Yeah, we've been going for a sec.
It was daytime when I got here.
And then Daniel Cornish. Also, thanks for the donation, Daniel Cornish, and Cassandra Perry for the $7 and the $10.
Woo!
Kenzie V says she's grieving in a really unhealthy way. Well, she's pushing everyone away.
Yeah.
She's pushing the people that like mean most to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, Savannah texted me back.
Right now?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Sam sent a really weird text.
I sent a really weird text. It was
not
just
in a bad way,
not
but
in a
like
creepy
literally
way.
weird.
Just weird. I pretended I was like a king.
He didn't run it by me.
With the peasants. And yeah, it was
Again, not in a weird way,
Not in
just
a
in
way.
like a does this make sense way?
it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was silly.
Yeah.
It was silly. Anyway, let's get into this update.
Oh, wait.
Ew.
I gotta show you something, Sam. After this update, something really good that popped
What?
into our subreddit. You gotta wait though.
Wait, I mean,
I can't show you now, but you have to. I will show you after you read this.
also everyone hit that like button right now.
That like button and subscribe.
All right.
And send this to your mom.
Send this to Yeah, send this link to your friend.
Send this.
No,
link.
mom,
Sam's
mother,
text. Would you
or
love
friend.
me if I was a worm?
That's
That would have been
basically
better. That would have been better.
That would have been better than what I said. But she did respond in kind.
Ah.
I got a kindred spirit among us. The king may have a queen,
No. You're doing so well there.
Sophia told Riley and I, don't send a text to a girl without running it by me.
Yeah.
Because Sophia actually gives really good dating advice.
I do.
She does. I have a testimony.
Yeah.
Yeah. She crushes it, but then it's just gonna be all of our girlfriends dating Sophia. Yeah. And she's like, I am the mastermind.
I've been dating you all along.
It was me the whole time. You fell in love with me.
Yes. I can't help it. I can't help
She
it.
can't help it. Anyway, let's get in. Sophia, our queen, our okay queen. She's a great queen. All right.
Thanks.
So I got a lot of support from this subreddit last time, and I appreciate it, so I figure I should update you all. It's the day before Valentine's,
Whoa.
and I had actually planned something for my girlfriend before this whole mess started. I can't help but think of her. I mean, he's going through a breakup, of course.
Yeah.
Our shared friend group didn't side against me. They have been supportive to both of us, it seems.
Aw.
I've explained to them why we broke up, and they were all pretty understanding. My friend and his girlfriend are friends to the both of us, and I've asked them about my ex. Apparently, she has not been doing good.
She has not been doing
good.
Sorry, continue. That's sad.
She's back to work. She took like 2 weeks off of work, but besides that, she hasn't been out of the apartment. She hasn't tried to reach me, and I haven't tried to reach her. Our lease expires next month, so I don't know what she's planning on doing. She could afford the rent on her own. Oh, she couldn't. She could barely afford the rent on her own, but she'd be scraping by. I've been tempted to reach out. I hated breaking up, but I hated even more how we broke up. It feels like I left her behind when she needed me most.
No.
If she reacted like this to anyone else, I'd be there for her, no questions asked. But I know better. I know I'd be resentful because she still wants her ex over me. I wanted to thank everyone for the support last time, and I guess this is just me venting. So question,
Yes.
Do you think OP should feel
Guilt.
bad or guilty or hate how they broke up? Because he says it feels like he left her behind.
I understand why they do, but I don't think he shouldn't. He shouldn't.
Yeah. I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think
It's
they
just
did anything
the circumstances
wrong.
suck.
Yes.
And Kiki Doyle says, don't reach out. Yeah.
No.
Do not
No.
reach out.
This
You don't,
person,
you know.
like, of course, this person is going, like, the person's ex-partner is going through a really hard time losing a person that they care a lot about. But that does not, it's not OP's job to comfort someone who, like, obviously is not placing them as a priority.
No, agreed. I think, I wonder if he can say like maybe the most. Tell me if this is a bad idea, and Sophia, you tell me too. But maybe if he was to like what's the most empathetic way to approach this? And say, hey, you're obviously still not over your ex.
Yeah, maybe
and
you're not ready for this relationship.
I don't want to be second. I want to be your first choice.
Yeah.
And so I don't think we should be in a relationship right now.
Mm-hmm.
But as a friend, I want to still support you.
Yeah.
He could say that. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think that's good. I think, because I just don't think it's fair to OP for this partner to just clearly not have.
You want it to be like a mutual choosing of like, I fuck with you, you fuck with me.
Just to be second choice is not fun for anyone.
No, you don't want to be, what is it? Meredith? What's
Meredith.
Sarah.
No, it's not Sarah. From the Notebook.
Ari?
I thought it was
Anne?
It's
No.
not Sarah. It was someone
just
said
learned
it in the
this.
chat. Martha,
Thank
Madam
you.
Chiva, thank you. And Jess, thanks for the donation. Just wanted to say really thank you. Your content has been consistent during a big change. Absolutely adore y'all. Thank you so much. And we're trying to make this show better every day. We're gonna try to add animations.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see what y'all say. Sarah Badoff says no, that makes him sound like a dick, Sam. Really?
Really?
What? How? You think it? Do you really?
I think anything he said would not be well received by the partner. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's a hard thing.
Maya212 says it sucks that he left and she has to deal with rent stuff by her own. I actually feel bad for her.
I didn't think about the red stuff. That's true. But I think, we don't know that he isn't paying for.
But it's not like it's not on him.
No.
I don't know.
That.
I guess if they had an
agreement.
If he's breaking a lease.
We don't know if he broke the lease. If he did, then absolutely, that's not cool. If he didn't and he's still paying for rent while he's living at his parents', then I think that, I think, like, I just think it's a really hard situation for a partner to be in.
You should definitely pay rent, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Mary White said, just found you guys' show today and binge watched your 7-hour episode. You're crazy.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Well, I'm glad you're here today.
Yeah. That's crazy that you tuned into a live stream.
Yeah.
Live streams are great.
Yeah,
I love
they're fun.
talking to you guys.
We were so tired this morning, like earlier, and now I feel like energized.
I know. Like literally, I feel better.
Yeah.
Like
it's just, I guess we're
this
just
is
like
my
not-
natural habitat, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, this is where I belong.
This is where we belong. Brittany says Sam is just trying to be straightforward. E-Blanc, that was a fun show. Yeah. The 7 hours was
That was a
that was the
crazy show.
craziest live stream I have ever seen or been a part of.
Yeah.
So should I show you should I read the text?
Yes. I think it's funny.
All right.
Give slight context before you read it, because I didn't have the context and I was so confused.
Okay. I did, but even with the context, it just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't, but read it anyway.
It's so bad. I feel embarrassed.
You should be. No, I'm sorry.
All right.
So it worked. So that's all you have
responded.
to know. It
Okay.
worked.
So, context. So I said so she on a she's an actress, and on a shoot, like she had to do like cocaine. But when you're an actor, and you do cocaine on set, you snort B12.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's it's like obviously much healthier.
It's much healthier than cocaine.
And it doesn't have any negative.
Okay. And and so she told me about that, and she's like, don't recommend. And then she was like, oh, I'm gonna like add that to my resume of things to do.
You can also snort lactate pills.
What's lactate pills?
What do you mean?
Oh, like for
you can crush
milk?
them up, because we did a scene in school, and the girl that I did the scene with, she crushed up lactate pills for the scene. Yeah.
And then I
It's
said,
a fun story.
and then
These are just actor things.
and then
It's
she's
not
like,
weird.
don't tell my parents, please, right?
Yeah.
And then I respond. So bad, dude. I'm so fucking weird. Okay.
They already know.
What?
They already know that.
What do you? Yeah, they do. I guess you guys already know. Okay, so I respond. As the leader of the regal resume regime, peasants make the pilgrimage to my hallowed halls from every area of the kingdom. I've heard about the B12 junkie district. You'll do anything to get your hands on some of that sweet powder, and as such have developed a set of skills that makes a competitive resume. But alas, the time comes to reveal your secrets, traveler. List 3 things on your resume or it'll commit you to a fate worse than death. I will tell your parents. So is that a red flag?
Thank you, Brittany Schmitz, for the $10. Woo!
Thank you, Brittany Schmitz. Yeah. So what do you?
How did I do, guys?
Did that work?
Did that work? Do you like?
Sam's doing. Did
I'm
you like
so
me?
weird, dude. Because I said that
Sarah
early in the
Badoff said,
morning.
Sam, marry me.
Court the Braves said yes, red flag. Videographer said yeah. Dude, it's so bad.
No, but it's okay, because
It's
she
a risk.
responded.
It's
Who you
respond.
are.
Yeah.
It is who I am.
Yeah.
Okay, but she did respond in kind.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what?
I love that you're saying
She said, "This was a beautiful story, but I fear you don't scare me. My mother was the one who taught me how to snort on the beautiful camera, so she's proud of the woman I've become. You can't break me down."
Perfect. She's perfect.
Bro, that's the best.
Yeah.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
She's so cool.
Are you in awe?
I'm in awe.
Yes! Yes!
I'm like kind of geeking, dude.
Let's
You guys
go!
don't understand. You don't understand. This is important. I mean, maybe you do, but this is a big moment.
This is a big moment.
This is a big moment.
Yeah.
You're in awe.
What?
huge.
Someone likes me for me? M21 says, Sam, you're lucky that you're hot.
I like that you read that.
Out of all
You're
the
like,
comments.
M21 says I'm hot?
What, me? I don't know. I'm just reading the random stuff. Yeah. Someone said send her flippity flop as a test. Yeah, that girl never responded to me.
Yeah, don't say that. Yeah.
She never responded.
She did not respond in kind.
She did not respond in kind. She
Yeah.
didn't pass the flippity flop test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
True.
Shall we go into this next story?
What are your thoughts on breaking up via text message? My 30 female boyfriend, 42 male, has been giving me the silent treatment for over 2 days now, and I know he won't pick up the phone if I call. Thoughts?
Oh,
prayers.
so it's like, I'm going to break up with you over text because it's the only way I can because you're not communicating with me?
Yeah. Yeah. Total radio silence. How do you break up with them?
I would say give it a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too, like the age that they are, because usually, like, you know, breakups
pretty
during text,
childish.
It's childish, but now like they're adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think break. I think
Yeah.
break. Like it. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, I think you should send him a message, but maybe after 7 days, 2 days. It is crazy. It's super childish, but
Yeah.
What?
I was reading the comments.
What are you smiling at?
Grapho saying delete, and I was like, what are they deleting?
I don't know. Vitter caught in 4K. Wait. What did videographer say?
Delete.
Oh, the wetness.
I'm spraying you guys.
We're spraying you.
I'm gonna get a spray bottle. I'm getting a spray bottle.
Get a spray bottle.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, let's get into this. So Easy Flamingo 2472 says, "Hi guys, like the title says, what are your thoughts on doing this? Long story short, my boyfriend and I are in a long distance relationship right now due to his work, and we planned for months that he was going to come visit me for my birthday this weekend. We're only 3 hours away from each other, and we've been together 8 months. We see each other at least 2 weekends a month, and I just saw him last weekend. He all of a sudden was being wishy-washy on coming up to celebrate my birthday with me and wouldn't commit to coming. This is the one day I feel he should want to spend with me." Birthday.
The gone
The
you
one day.
to think that he would spend your birthday with you? Are
Yeah,
you
that's
kidding
clearly, don't make this all about you.
me? Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Let's only celebrate a birth hour. You know?
Oh, KK says get an air duster. So then, that's a good idea.
Where you like spray it in the
air, so I'm
microphone?
not spraying the camera. Yeah.
You spray it.
I go,
Just destroy your eardrums.
that's your punishment.
So
Anyway,
funny.
going to the birthday, not coming to the birthday party. This is the one day I feel he should want to spend with me. I spent his birthday with him a couple months ago, and I never would have heard the end of it if I had not done so. I got upset and left his house early. I texted him to tell him I made it home safe on Monday, and he responded, and that was it. I didn't hear from him all day yesterday. So I called once and texted once and got no response. I haven't heard from him today either. He usually calls 3 to 4 times a day and texts quite a bit. This, however, is about the 3rd time he's given me the silent treatment. I'm over the emotional immaturity and childishness, especially for his big age. Yeah, he's in his 40s.
Yeah.
So I'm going to break up with him. He also tries to be controlling and has said that it's a red flag to him that I have a lot of friends, and got upset that I got off the phone with him one day because a friend was calling me. We already talked on the phone 5 times.
Wait, he's mad
that
about
day.
her having a lot of friends?
Yes.
This sounds like a guy that's trying to control her and cut her off from her friends.
From all of her friends. This is just a little bit of what I've been dealing with.
The silent treatment at 40 is insane.
That's crazy.
How have you not lived enough life to be like mature?
Yeah, come on. Do you think texting would be okay in this instance? I can pretty much guarantee he won't answer my phone call, and I'm done chasing. Oh boy, I just saw the comments.
Yeah. How long?
There are some relevant comments.
How long have they been dating? Also, Luna Moon, only Riley can spray me. Jesus Christ.
What do you? Oh my! I don't even know what to say. I'm reading these comments as the story's going on, and I'm speechless right now.
Oh my God.
Okay. Everyone pay attention.
Pay attention to the story.
Pay attention to my story.
But it's so funny.
Okay. We don't know how long they've been. We've been together for 8 months. 8 months. OP is 30. Boyfriend is 42 male. Thank you.
Oh, 8 months. 8 months. I feel like you
I'll
could.
Ichigo for the $10.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, for 8 months, I feel like you could break up
Over text.
via
Yeah.
text.
If they're not responding
If they're
to
not
you,
responding,
absolutely. Yeah.
I would wait maybe like 2 more days, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
Totally get it. There are some relevant comments. From Get Low Papoose. Says, if he won't answer your call, it doesn't seem like you have much of a choice, lest you want to do carrier pigeon, or you could go old school and send him a fax. Did anyone ever break up over fax?
Probably.
That's interesting.
Dude, people have broken up over every
Everything.
which way.
Yeah.
I imagine people have broken up
Over fax. Carrier pigeon.
over carrier pigeon.
Yeah, they're like, hello.
Apple Vision Pro.
I doth not want to be in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Without.
It's been a fortnight since I've felt your warm embrace.
Thus, I must end this courtship.
Yes. There's nothing more that I'd love than to nestle into your bosom, but alas, I must depart from thee.
Since cordially
Cordially,
yours.
but not yours anymore.
Okay, from not great at this 19, you don't want him showing up for your birthday if he hasn't responded in days. So quick text, this isn't working. Don't bother coming on my B-day. I won't be here. That's the quote that they said to send.
I mean,
and then they
that's
said,
kind of-
yeah, that's short to this
I
point.
feel like you could be maybe a little bit longer, but
yeah, maybe that's
they're
too
not living
short.
together or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
And then they said, make other plans. You should not have to deal with such childish behavior. OP says, oh, trust me, he's not going to show up here. I think a big reason is that he just doesn't want to make the drive. I'm expected to come to him, but he can't do the same for me. He actually said that this past weekend of me was... Oh, he actually said that this past weekend of me visiting him was for my birthday. I was like, what?
Wait,
Her OP going to visit the boyfriend was for her.
yeah. You know that time when you came over and I didn't mention anything about your birthday? That was for your birthday.
And you
it
drove
was a
3
surprise.
hours and then another 3 hours back.
That's ridiculous.
No. And then OP says, I already made other plans. There is an update.
Okay, I'm just hoping that she sent the text and they're over.
I'm hoping that they're over. Yeah. OP says, I'm back. I still haven't heard from him as of Thursday afternoon. So
wow. How many days is that now?
January 5th. So 2 days.
Okay.
I still haven't heard from him as of Thursday afternoon, so I went ahead and composed a breakup text and sent it to him yesterday.
I want to hear the breakup text.
Yes. I basically told him that I would have preferred to not do this over text message, but he's given me no choice. I said that I'm tired of him giving me the silent treatment. I'm fed up with having to drive to him more than him to me, and that the final straw was how he was going to ditch me on my birthday. I think I mentioned in a comment on my original post that he was still actively talking like he was coming to visit me last week, and within 2 hours of me getting to his place last Saturday, he ordered me a meal from Uber Eats and said that it was my birthday meal. Not sure what changed in those few days, but it doesn't matter. I told him that I wasn't interested in a one-sided relationship where we can't communicate like adults and to not bother reaching out to me again. He uses his phone for work, and I made sure to text him during work hours because he has his phone glued to him then. I waited an hour to see if he would respond, and he didn't, so I went ahead and blocked him. I was sad for a little bit, but what I mostly feel is a sense of relief. I feel like that picture of Nicole Kidman right after she divorced Tom Cruise. I'm a free elf. That is a Dobby reference. What's funny is that he was always telling me that the two most important parts of a relationship to him were communication and trust.
Bro, cap.
Liar. There was one weekend in particular where he told me he was traveling to Green Bay for work and he wouldn't be able to hang out. I confirmed the dates with him a few times just to be sure. He called me a few days before his supposed Green Bay trip and asked me what day I was coming down to see him that weekend. I told him that he told me he was going to be in Green Bay, so I made other plans. He hung up the phone on me. That was the start of him accusing me of having too many friends and that my friends were a priority over him. I called
can't
him
believe
back.
he ghosted her for that.
Yeah, he was like, I know I told you that I was going to be gone, but you should have not made plans.
Freaking, yeah, dude, this is a 40-year-old man-child.
Yeah. I called him back an hour later, and he told me that if I hadn't called him back, he was never going to talk to me again. Apparently, the trip got canceled, and I was supposed to be able to read minds, as he never mentioned that tiny little detail to me. His mom also thinks he drinks too much beer, and she's been getting on him about it recently. He got mad at her one day and told me he wasn't going to talk to her for a week. I'm not the only person he does this stuff to. This is just how it is. He also came to visit me one weekend, and I didn't have the beer or coffee he liked. I got on DoorDash and ordered them for him as soon as he told me.
Oh my God.
I apologized for not having them. I just got back from a vacation in New York and was tired, but the problem was solved within a half hour.
Drop him.
Yikes.
Drop him.
Drop him. He left on Monday morning and waited until Monday evening to call me crying. Yes, he was actually crying about how I didn't have those things waiting for him before he got there and how I didn't care about
This is
him.
a child. This
my
is
God.
a child. How could someone be so emotionally stunted
At 40 years old.
at 40? I mean, it happens.
Wow.
But
Opie says, yikes, I can't believe I dealt with that for so long.
maybe
Regardless.
he was hot.
Maybe.
Maybe he was hot.
A hot man child.
Yeah, hot man child. That's a weird
I
sense.
didn't like it.
Also, shout out to DK Australia for the
Woo!
donation.
Thank you.
We'll have to finish the stream later. Baby number 2 is getting cranky.
Put down the baby.
Put down the baby, or just
Yeah.
Oh, whenever I hear "put down the baby,"
It sounds bad. I did.
sounds
Yeah.
so
No,
dumb.
but get the baby to sleep.
yeah, get the baby.
Don't put down the baby.
Put the baby to sleep. Right, you're just like,
Sorry. There's no way to say this. Love your baby.
I love your baby. We love
I love your keep your baby alive. Regardless, I got gifts and cakes from my coworkers, and I'm spending this weekend with my friends and family. I appreciate all of the comments and advice from you guys. Have a great weekend. And there's a tiny baby update. Ha! Opie says, he sent me a message request on Facebook today. I saw I had a notification from someone I'm not friends with, and it was from him. He said he hoped I had a great breakup and that he just needed a break from everything. I deleted the message and then promptly blocked him.
Wait, he said, "I hope you have had a
I
great
hope you had
breakup."
a great birthday, and I just needed a break from everything.
Oh, well, she's giving you that break.
She's giving you that break.
Giving you that break.
Permanent
Sometimes
break.
people need breaks. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Riley's saying that he needs a break.
No.
No?
Just someone recently told me that they needed a break from everything. So like, there's hope.
Oh,
There's hope.
Who?
yes. We've already talked about this, Sam. You guys have short-term memory.
When? What?
Thank you, Kaylee Evans, for the $5. Who says, I listen to the podcast every day at work. Makes time go by nicely. Also, Riley, you're so dang cute.
You're so dang cute.
You're so dang cute.
Dang cute. You got the
Boom.
cutest squad ever.
Cute squad.
Kiki Doyle says he got a break and a breakup.
And a breakup.
Yeah.
Slay.
Jazz from Osh says shock.
Yeah.
But with, I think, a sarcasm. Devin
you, Devin
Nelson,
Nelson.
$5. How much more to keep the stream going? I
is it
believe
updated, Riley?
I'm closing at work
Just
and need
uploaded
more
it.
content. I think it's another 1577 minus or 2000. What is that?
2000 minus 1577.
That's
433.
433.
$23.
Yes, 423.
We do
There
math
we go.
here.
Quick maths, dude.
Yeah.
I asked some like people yesterday to do, because we were asking like what age are you in moons? Do you know what age you are in moons?
Oh, dude, that's
A
fire.
moon is a
Like
month.
a month, so just in months?
Yeah. What age are you in
No,
moons?
I have no idea.
Quick.
I don't know.
Can you how many? What
22
age are you in
times
moons?
12?
Yeah.
Oh, come back to me.
Okay. Wait, let me see if I can do it.
Or
Oh, don't do the. Oh
Four.
my gosh.
I see. I feel like us doing math in our heads is probably the least interesting thing
I
to watch.
can't do it. I'm sorry, guys.
Court of the Brave says, too dang old. Tracy Eisen says, John is with his girlfriend. He could never hate us.
could
No, he does not
never
hate
hate
us.
He does
Yeah.
not, never would.
Yeah, no.
Never
He
ever
just
would.
loves his girlfriend.
Am I 300? Wait, no. How many moons are you telling me how many moons you are?
Camp for the win says, Sam, you and John need to do a Super Smash Bros stream with OKOP gang playing like a tournament to see who's best.
I want to do not super. I don't like Super Smash, but I
Has
want to.
anyone ever played Boomerang Fu?
It's Sam and I want to do a Boomerang Fu
Boomerang Fu
tournament.
is
It's so much fun.
Yes.
It's
It
so
is-
much fun.
We literally play it, like all of us
Every night.
play it every night.
Yeah. Also, thank you, Jesse, for the 23.
Hey.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's how old Riley is.
What, 23? Oh, yeah.
What? 23? Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say 381
Thank you, Stella Davis.
moons.
I'm 264 moons.
I'm 27.
Do you need to know specifically when my
Well, you need the birthday.
yeah,
to
my birthday
calculate
is
the
June
moons.
29th.
My birthday is
And I'm
February
22.
19th.
Do the moons.
Because original says yes. BC original says yes. Used to play that a lot. Yeah. If you have a Switch and have not played
and have
Boomerang
friends,
Fu,
I highly recommend it.
yeah. I mean, even if you don't have friends,
Even if you don't have friends,
you can play
against bots.
You can play against bots, and the bots can be your
Or
friends.
maybe no, you would never mind.
I just turned 27. Is that
Yeah.
old? What?
You're basically 30, my guy.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
And 30 is basically 30.
I'm not.
Dude, all the
Bro.
hate we gave John, now it's
You
on
get
you.
it, yeah.
No,
Feel
don't.
it.
No.
Feel
I'm an old
it.
man, just like
thank you,
John.
Stella Davis. I am 272 moons. That's good to know.
Cheryl
Write that down.
Shanek, thanks for the $5.
Oh, she wants me to read her story.
Who?
Check it out. I have to read it. I'm sorry, I haven't read it yet. I
What is it?
apologize.
272 moons.
I need to find it on Reddit.
I'm
Okay, well,
272
should I
moons.
hit it?
Wait. I gotta show you some. I gotta show you something.
Show me something.
Okay, everyone, I can't show it to you on the stream because I don't know how to do it. And it's low-key kind of inappropriate. But go to our subreddit right now.
Okay.
And you will see it. Okay, r/OKOP.
What?
So remember the nip slip that I did?
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember
They
the nip
found
slip.
a way for me not to do it ever again. Are you guys ready? Here it
What?
is. Wait, I'm gonna show it to you. Look at the screen. Look at the
Wait,
screen.
I'm going to r/OKOP
Boom.
show. Oh, nipple tassel.
That's so funny.
Wait, so all y'all can see.
Who made this?
Let's see. Happy Kitty Meow Meow made this.
Happy Kitty Meow Meow, you're an icon.
Also, wait, can I show the screenshot from the last one?
The screenshot. Oh, what the person said?
Can I show it?
Dude, you have it?
Yeah, I have it right now.
Wait, you
Thank
have
you,
that
Brittany
screenshot?
Lynn.
Brittany Lynn,
Says,
thank
we gotta
you.
get this at least 4 hours for Sleepless, guys. Oh yeah, he's gonna,
Hey,
he's gonna come back.
no, you can't.
No, Sleepless is gonna return from their
The
from their movie.
just in time and be like,
Yeah, they're gonna be like, hey, just
4
here.
more hours.
Yeah.
Cassandra Sari says, Sam isn't old yet, and neither are we. The rest
So
of
true.
us are in our mid to late 20s.
You're young at heart.
I'm turning 30 in a month. I guess I'm old now.
No,
No, you're
no,
not.
you're not old.
No.
I'm 46. You're fine. I'm one of the olds here. I think someone was there was someone who was
Thank
in
you,
the
Billy
comments
Williams.
that were like they're like 75 or something and listen to us.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
like,
nice.
oh, this is him.
Thank you, Billy Williams, who says, I listen to OKOP every day. Love how much you guys have grown as a channel. This is a $5 bribe to read my story in your Reddit inbox one day.
Riley, pull some of those
You want
up.
to tell them what we're looking
now?
for, Sam?
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
in terms of stories that we're looking for, there's a lot of deep ones that we obviously read, but like if you have any lighthearted like malicious compliance or like relationships gone wrong, but like kind of in like not like too heavy, because Riley will be scared to read them.
Yes.
But like something in the middle.
If you
know?
have something in the middle, there's a more likely chance we will be able to read that for you guys.
Just because sometimes it can get a little hairy with like YouTube's algorithm and such.
And also, we're not super qualified to give advice on.
Hey, we try our darndest.
try our
though.
best.
We try our
best.
darndest.
My boyfriend refuses to ask my parents for my hand, so my parents are boycotting my wedding.
Ouchie.
I've been with my boyfriend, Mel, 25, for 3 years. We both just finished school and are finally ready for marriage. He proposed last week and I happily said yes. I could not be happier. I love him and he is going to be an awesome dad someday. Aw. But my boyfriend is very new school and my dad is sort of old school. Oh.
A tale as old as time.
By the way, this comes from Throwaway and Panic on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So my dad was beyond mad that my boyfriend did not ask my dad for my hand before proposal. My dad said he was willing to hear my boyfriend's apology if my boyfriend formally asked for my hand at dinner that my dad said he would pay for at the restaurant of my boyfriend's choosing. My dad feels like he is being very accommodating. He will bring my boyfriend's favorite wine to celebrate. I spoke to my boyfriend last night and he won't budge. He doesn't believe in that tradition. My boyfriend showed me an article online where a Pakistani woman was stoned to death outside a courthouse because she married a man against her family's wishes.
Hey, yo.
This just happened. My boyfriend, who witnessed his father be not so good / possessive with his mom as a child, has always felt strongly that women are not property. He thinks the tradition of asking for her hand is repulsive. His point is that he met my whole family and gotten to know them. He says they have always known his intentions and he has never made it a secret that he was in love with me and wanted to marry me and have children. He feels he was done enough to announce his intentions and all of them seem to approve of him. He says at that point he only needs my approval to marry him and nobody else's. So yesterday my mom told me that my dad, who is not even speaking to me because I won't set my foot down with my boyfriend, is calling the whole family and telling them not to attend my wedding.
He's calling the whole family.
Grandma, don't show up. Auntie, don't show up. Cousin, don't even go.
That's a lot.
My mom says that my boyfriend is the one treating me like property by not letting me have a say in this decision to not observe a tradition that my 2 older sisters' husbands observed. I told my mother that I understand where my boyfriend is coming from and that I have decided to do away with the tradition of asking him for my hand. So my mother is obviously mad and said that I should be ready for serious consequences. You know, consequences sometimes means good things.
Like what?
When did what?
Yeah, consequences mean good or bad things that come from an action. Good job. I asked her what, and she would not say. But from talking to my sister, she said that they would blackball us from all family gatherings.
Whack.
My 2 sisters and my mom have told me and my boyfriend is being selfish. The wedding is set for August 9th. I'm worried that nobody in my family will attend my wedding. We got to edit. Let's read this edit.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Edit. I'm getting some comments about my boyfriend asking for my parents' blessing instead of permission or hand. I just can't see the difference. There might be one, but I don't see it. Is there a difference? Poll, difference or nah? Is there a difference between asking for someone's hand / blessing?
Yeah, or maybe like
I feel like
should
it's
we do ask for the hand or not?
ask for ask or
Ask
not.
for hand or not?
Ask
or
for
ask
hand.
Or not. Ask or not. That's
Ask
better.
with the number 4 hand.
Ask for hand. I like
Yep.
that.
We got an update. The wedding went on as planned. My parents stuck to their guns and boycotted. One of my 2 sisters attended and is now happily blacklisted from our family. Nobody else from my entire family showed up, including my 2 brothers. The wedding was a little unconventional. My sister walked my husband down the aisle, and then his sister walked me down the aisle. I wanted this because my sister-in-law actually introduced us and helped me get my first date with him. There was no question about who gives away the bride or even about objections. It was normal than other than that. There has been no contact between me and my family other than one of my sisters. My mom has made it a point to send me a card every time that they have a family gathering for holidays or birthdays at their house to let me know that my father says I'm not invited. It's like that Freddy. Remember, did you ever watch Freddy on Nickelodeon? I get one almost every month. I don't even read them anymore. I just toss them. I don't know why they keep sending them because I've made no effort to contact them and I live over 3 hours away. So it's not like I would run into them by accident. The reason I came back to post this here is because some people here made a prediction that came true, that they would come crawling back when we had children.
Yep. Just like clockwork.
I am now expecting our first child, a girl. Congrats!
Yeah, let's go.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
She will be the first grandchild for my parents. My parents found out about the pregnancy a few months ago through a family friend. They didn't waste any time in making demands, not requests, demands. My boyfriend and I are not religious, but I had a Catholic upbringing. I don't practice at all by choice. My mother called me back in April telling me that my father wanted our daughter's middle name to be his mother's first name. I said no. My father was listening on speaker, so I went ahead and told them that they were officially uninvited from all birthdays, graduations, and any other important dates in her life. My father called me half an hour later crying and begging me to come and stay with them for the birth so my mother could care for me. I said no. Kind of crazy the boyfriend low-key called this a mile away.
Yeah, and it seems like, I wonder if we're going to get some backstory later. It seems like OP was almost ready to.
Yeah.
They probably had a bunch of past behavior that
Yeah.
straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah. Agreed. He also said that he had already made arrangements for his priest that could baptize her at his church, but that I needed to agree into naming her after his mother if I wanted this to happen. He said that he'd already planned a big celebration for the birth and the baptism that he was paying for. I said no to all of it. He went from meekly trying to sweet talk me to raising his voice at me. I hung up. He called a couple of more times to apologize for losing his temper and again begged me to reconsider giving birth at a hospital near them so they could visit us. He denied having any knowledge of my mother sending me cards to uninvite us to any family functions. It even said that he specifically asked her to invite us, but he was told I declined every time. That's straight up BS.
Guys,
Oh my gosh.
what are we talking about?
He lets my mom do the dirty work so he can later hide behind her and deny he had any knowledge. He's done this since I was a little girl. He does this every time he wants to drop the hammer on somebody, but be the good cop also. He'll never change. He did not having any knowledge of why anybody in the family missed my wedding. I told him our daughter would not be baptized or Catholic at all. No offense to Catholics. I told him he was too manipulative and controlling, and I didn't want my daughter exposed to that. He's too toxic and just venomous.
Nice.
Coincidentally, the day and for several days after that phone call, I got tons of calls and emails from my brothers, their wives, my sisters, and all my aunts. They all want to apologize for missing my wedding, and they all had specific excuses and wanted to make plans to be there for my daughter's birth. He called the army, dude.
Well, also, I feel like it's like it might be a combination of like he called the army, and they're like, "Oh, I want to see my new niece, my new cousin, my new whatever." Everyone wants in on the new baby. Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Oh yeah,
right?
who doesn't, dude?
And guess what, guys? You made your bed. Now you got to die in it.
Real quick,
What's up with you and people dying?
Now
John?
you have to wither away.
they all wanted to apologize for missing my wedding. They all had specific excuses and wanted to make plans to be there for my daughter's birth. I banned all of them from her life until she's old enough to decide for herself to let them in. And please let us in every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just do what?
Tablet profile.
Should we
today?
set death to this family?
I think that every one of these people made this decision.
Yep.
And it's like, honestly, I do think that probably he did just say like, oh, he wouldn't ask for my hand, refused to ask my hand, blah, 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 blah. And that was enough for people to like, oh, I'm not going to the wedding. That's crazy. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
So it's like, you've picked your side.
Yep.
Now that there's a grandbaby in the picture, you don't just get to have what you want.
Yeah. My husband was a little surprised and not sure about banning everyone forever. He's more leaning towards supervised visits if they want to drive to us. My dad has been calling him like crazy, but we are a united front. My husband is deferring to me, but giving me ideas as to how I can give a little if I decide to. But with my family, there is no giving a little. So probably take a mile. Give them an inch, they go a mile.
Big fact.
They want it all. For now, they're all banned. I'll reconsider when my youngest of our children turns 18. Smiley face. For now, my dad will have to settle for sucking up to my husband while I stick to my guns. Unlike him, I don't mind owning my decisions, even if it means I am a bad cop. I'm not ready to give up a relatively drama-free, stress-free life to allow my dad and all his sheep back into our lives.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow. That was hard right there.
That was
Yeah.
art.
I feel like there was almost maybe going slightly when she said about the husband, like, I'm willing to stand behind my whatever. But that aside, yes, like the kid can now grow up. I mean, think about all the toxicity, venom, and manipulation the kid could be growing up around with the parents that are refusing to acknowledge or like change or anything, right? So, and at the end of the day, this is OP's kid. OP they did the deed.
They did the
so
deed.
they have the creed to decide for the child's future until the kid is 18.
Yeah.
And is an adult and can say, hey, this is what I want to do with my life. And then I also like that too. It's like, hey, listen, if my kid wants to be in contact with him, I got to respect what they want to do. The same way that I would have expected my parents to respect what I did as an adult.
Yeah.
Got to not be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Which OP's not.
Stop being hypocrites, parents. Gosh. And stop sending letters.
Guys,
What the heck?
it's 2024.
Come on.
My boyfriend and I made plans, but it's been 2 days and he never came home.
Oh, say goodbye to those plans, babe. I don't know if they're going to cut it.
I'm worried. My 24 female boyfriend, 27 male, left for a festival around 12 on Friday. He told me he loved me and that he'd see me that night since he had to work on Saturday, and then he'd go back to the festival on Sunday morning. I told him to have fun, be safe, and then I'd see him that night. By the way, this story comes from user 90453533 on the Am I Overreacting subreddit. So, I went to work like normal and didn't hear anything from him all day, which didn't bother me since he's at a festival, probably had bad service, and didn't want to spoil his fun by being on his phone. I got home after work around midnight and still hadn't heard anything. I was hungry and decided to have some food delivered, so I figured I'd call him and ask if he wanted something for when he got home. It went straight to voicemail, twice.
Uh-oh.
I decided to check his location to see if maybe he was still stuck in the parking lot and therefore would have horrible service as well, which was the case. Didn't think much of it, ordered my food, ate, and went to bed. Decided to check his location once more and saw the bus was just pulling out of the parking area and on the road. When I woke up, he wasn't next to me. I immediately checked my phone, but didn't have any missed messages or calls. This started to slightly worry me. So I looked at his location again, and it showed him in a hotel somewhere. I figured he must have missed the last train home and that I'd see him soon. I went on about my day, deep cleaning the house, doing some laundry, etc., and didn't think about it anymore. Then around 4, I received a call from his boss asking if I knew where he was since he didn't show up for his shift at 3 and they couldn't reach him. I hadn't even noticed the time. I called, FaceTime, texted, and messaged him but got no response. Then around 5, I got one lousy message that he had hurt his ankle and lost his wallet. I asked what happened, if he was okay, why he didn't come home, why he didn't let me know. He was going to a hotel, why he was ignoring his boss and I, when he was coming home, and who he was with. None of our friends went to the festival. He went alone. It's now Sunday, and he still hasn't responded nor come home. He turned his location settings off yesterday around the same time he sent that text to me. This is so weird. I have this really bad feeling like something is off. This is very out of character for him. We've been together for 6 years, and he's never done anything remotely like this. I'm worried, I'm angry, and I feel like he's hiding something. I know he didn't plan on going to a hotel. He didn't bring a change of clothes or packed a bag. He just went for a day, planning to come back that night. Am I overreacting for having this bad feeling like something is very wrong? And there is an update. What do we think's going on?
I mean, could this be? Are they already married?
Boyfriend.
Is this like a? Well,
It's a boyfriend.
maybe they're planning on getting married. Maybe he.
This is
Is he
weird
having
behavior.
a crisis?
The thing
It's
is that I
definitely
thought
weird
this was.
behavior. She said that it's
Yeah.
never happened in 6 years. So
Yeah, I thought it was maybe like something happened. I mean, he said he hurt his ankle or something, and I thought maybe that. But to turn off his location services and to not text her is, even though he texted her once, is really weird to me.
something is
Something's
afoot.
No, I'm really worried about this man. I don't know if it's cheating because it's like so.
Maybe
It's
he's
something
on-
so weird.
Oh, you know what? Bender. Is he on a bender? Could be a bender. Secret bender.
Could be.
Could be a bender.
Could be.
I think there's only 2 options right now, and it's either bender or cheating.
Update. Let me start off with thanking each and every one of you for your concern, kind words, and advice. I didn't expect this to get as big as it did. Yada, yada, yada. When I posted yesterday morning, I was beside myself with worry, and I had already taken quite a few steps to find him, which included calling friends and family. Many people told me I was probably overreacting and he was just having fun. But it didn't sit right to me. So when coming to Reddit, I was just hoping for a few people telling me I hadn't lost my mind. When calling the hotel, they initially informed me that they couldn't give any information about guests due to the privacy law in my country. The police weren't of any help either, telling me that I should contact them again if he hadn't come home by Tuesday morning. I spoke to the management of the festival, who could confirm he had scanned his ticket at the entrance on Friday. However, they work with wristbands, so there was no way for them to check if my boyfriend also came on Saturday and Sunday. With the hotel, the festival, and the police being quite dismissive, I turned to Reddit.
Ah, yes.
Classic. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. Your responses really helped me through this and confirmed that the chance of something bad having happened was way bigger than him just having fun. After calling the hotel again and pleading with the manager of the hotel for quite a while, they were able to inform me that there hadn't been a reservation under his name.
Whoa.
He was not there.
Wait, so the plot thickens.
This
Maybe
is a thick
he could have been there,
plot.
but it wasn't his hotel room.
We just added cornstarch to this thought. Thought.
That's actually so good.
Cornstarch to this plot.
Yeah, we just added a big scoop of cornstarch into this plot because
There's
it's
a
getting thick.
I sent his picture to the hotel, and they looked at the security footage around the time his phone showed up there. Though they couldn't inform us of the results, they did promise to keep the footage on file in case the police would need it later on. I contacted the police again with this information, and while they were still hesitant to investigate further, they did give the hotel a call to request the footage of that Friday night. A little while later, they called me back saying that my boyfriend hadn't been on any of the cameras all weekend. Therefore, they could rule out he had even been there at all. Because his phone clearly showed his location being there and I had screenshots to prove it, the police realized that something indeed wasn't right and promised me they'd look into it straight away. This makes me feel that someone stole his phone.
Yeah.
This makes me feel that, I mean, if the location services said he was there, maybe he never texted her. Maybe he never had his phone.
So it was never him, but his phone was there,
Yeah.
but he was never there.
That's what they said.
So somebody took his phone.
That's what I think. Me,
That's
suspicious.
yeah.
Me and one of our mutual friends decided to start driving towards the festival site, which was about a 4-hour drive. We knew we wouldn't be able to get in since we didn't have tickets, and even if we did, there would be no way to find him in a crowd of over 65,000 people.
Wow.
That's a huge festival.
Yeah, that's a massive festival.
But at least we'd be close by if we received any news, and we could ask around to see if anyone recognized his picture. Before we reached the site, I received another call from the police. My boyfriend had been in the hospital since Saturday morning.
Oh, wow. So he's in the...
Ooh. He had been found in the ditches of the parking lot of the festival around 3 a.m. together with a few other people who had also been to the festival. All of them severely beaten up and without any of their belongings. The hospital found traces of the same substance in each of their system, which leads the police to suspect they had been preyed upon and given substances by groups of people searching for easy targets.
Yo.
People who were alone. Oh my God.
That's
terrifying.
Yeah, that's horrific.
That's so scary. And also, like, was literally left in a ditch. Thank God OP followed up. Thank
Yeah.
God, like, everyone was like, oh, it's fine. He probably left you or whatever, having fun. OP was like, no, this is not like him.
Yeah,
Thank
what?
God OP
So,
followed up.
I said it was either cheating or a bender, but
Neither.
it feels like he got bent.
Apparently, it usually takes 1 to 2 days to identify an unconscious person without any form of ID on them, which is why I didn't hear anything earlier. The police are investigating further and will let us know when they find who's responsible. We already confirmed that they want to press charges. Damn, I don't really want to say it, but you can join us live every weekday on 3 p.m. on YouTube. Just tap our profile.
We'll never press charges if you join us
Charges.
on YouTube.
My boyfriend is okay now, and he's expected to make a smooth recovery, thank God. He broke his collarbone, and his wrist is covered in bruises and cuts and has a light concussion. He came by very late Sunday night, unfortunately, or luckily. He doesn't have any memories of the incident or the events that happened right before. I'm feeling so relieved and happy that we found him and he's safe. Gets so incredibly angry at the people who did this to him and the others that have been found.
Yeah.
You always hear horror stories about things like this, but you never expect it can happen to you. I'm sorry I didn't update any earlier, but as you might imagine, it wasn't the first thing on my mind these last 24 hours. I'll try to answer a few more questions today, should any of you still have some, and then I'll leave this be. Dear Redditors, thank you again for everything from the bottom of my heart.
Oh.
Ooh, man.
Wow. Well,
Man,
a
oh, man.
happy ending.
Yeah.
Found him.
Yeah.
I let my girlfriend share a bed with her ex, but now I want to break up.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah. So, did I mess this up? Or is this just a case of the two of us wanting different things? Or was I gaslit? I'm interested to see what people think about this one, and I'd like different opinions on this. That's what we do here. My relationship of 2 years just ended. Me, 36 male, and my ex, 34 female, just ended it mutually, but it was a slow burn from the last couple of months. She moved to my country from her country. She met me and we started dating. I asked at around 3 months into dating if we were official, and she told me she wanted to take it slow. I agreed because I thought we were good together and was willing to wait. At 6 months, we agreed that this was good and that we were officially a couple, which was great.
Nice.
By the way, this comes from Eastern Being 540 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So then she tells me that she's scheduled a holiday with her ex-boyfriend. You know, just casual. We're just gonna like spend like the Christmas together. You know, we just got like the lovers suite at the lodge.
No.
You know, like his family's there. You know, his family listen, I love his parents. They're like literally like my own parents, like almost like my in-laws or something. You know, like. So this just set my alarm bells off. I was very annoyed and nervous, but she asked me not to be. Being a natural worrier, I asked her what the sleeping arrangements were. She said that they were staying in a hostel in separate dorms for the first few days and then rented an Airbnb near the town they used to live in.
No, you don't need an Airbnb. Just go to the town you used to live in and stay with friends separately.
Or
just do that.
Go to the town you used to be in and then sleep in his bed.
Oh my God.
That's free. That's economical, Riley. It's such a perfect solution. This is where I feel like an idiot and should have ended it and ran.
So I asked about what exactly the sleeping arrangements were in the Airbnb, and she said that she'd be sharing a bed, but nothing would happen.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing would happen. Nothing was going to happen.
Get out.
Nothing.
That cannot be an option.
In a hostel?
In the Airbnb.
Oh.
Yeah. So the hostel, they have
less people.
Yeah, in the hostel there's like separate dorms, but then on the second half,
No, I was just like they were sharing the same bed in a hostel.
yeah, they wouldn't fit. But the
Yeah.
Airbnb, I'm
No.
guessing it's a bigger bed.
But like, even if they were in a hostel, people do nasty stuff in hostels.
That is
in
true.
public. Yeah.
That is true.
That's not public.
No, like when people okay, so I had a couple friends when I was traveling who like told the stories about being in a room with, sharing a room with multiple people in a hostel, and some people were going at it,
They were doing the devil's deeds.
which is crazy.
Yep. But so they're going to do a hostel
they're in
and
an
then
Airbnb.
share a bed.
In the Airbnb.
Yep.
Where are they? No.
Economical.
No.
Economical. They're going to have the pillow.
Yeah.
Thing separating
Don't
it. Pillow
worry. They're gonna do like feet to head to feet.
Yes. See?
It's totally fine.
so gonna work
Why are
out
you
so
worried?
perfectly.
And it's kind of like a twin bed.
Yeah.
But
you
like
know.
they're gonna be so far apart.
So far, it's gonna be fine. Yes, this old classic. I protested massively at this and told her that I don't mind her going on vacation with her ex, but this is not fair to me. That's where she draws the line. She insisted she wasn't going to do anything and that I had to trust her. For some reason, I went along with this.
Damn,
My
you
f-
are trusting.
Yeah, right. My family and friends tried to convince me to leave, but I didn't. In retrospect, I should have. So that trip happened, and I was a worried mess for a whole weekend. She insisted nothing happened and thanked me for understanding. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, dear reader. This is great, right?
Yeah, you're probably wondering how I got here.
Also, I misread that. This isn't great, right?
isn't great.
That's actually correct.
I
So
agree.
eventually, I met her parents. They invited me to their country, and I stayed at their place. But something about this previous trip soured me and mentally made me keep my distance a bit from her.
Something about I can't quite put my finger on it.
Little bit weird. I know I
Ay,
should have
ay, ay.
ended it. She's the second girlfriend I've ever had, so I'm not very experienced with these emotions, and I definitely felt in over my head. So another thing that we started to disagree on was housing. There is a massive housing crisis in my country. I mean, really bad. Renting is utterly terrible.
She's like, let's just move in with my ex. It's so economical.
We can share,
the same
his bed.
room and also bed.
like me and him, like you can sleep like on the floor over
Yeah.
there, but like we'll be in this bed.
There's just not enough room on the bed for all three of us.
And like to save money on like gym costs, right? Like he's going to be like giving me wrestling lessons like in the bed, you
Yeah.
know? And that's just like saving on gym
It's just
too.
saving on it. And also,
just
like,
savings.
I know you've been talking about wanting to, have better, to relieve your back pain.
Ooh, yes.
And so it's actually, you're kind of getting the better deal by sleeping on the floor.
It's like literally so good. You'll
Yeah.
see. You'll see.
No, it's great for your posture.
She suffered with this and was living in a house and she was living in a shared house when I met her. She really wanted to get out of that shared house and into her own place. So eventually she found a 1-bedroom studio and I spent days helping her getting it set up and moved in. At least Opie didn't sign the lease with her yet. Like,
Yeah.
thank God. I helped her deal with her depression through all of this. Her studio is freezing cold in the winter and has no insulation. It broke my heart to see her there, but it was her own place. It was expensive, but not too much more expensive. Taking the studio didn't impoverish her. She was still saving half of her wages every month. So in my mind, she achieved what she wanted in terms of having her own place, and she could finally start feeling a bit better. Then she starts messaging me saying things like, when we move in together, we're going to need X, Y, and Z. And I thought we hadn't discussed this at all. And I told her when I met her that I'm buying a house and I moved home with my parents, especially just to save for this. This was another thing that she didn't like.
So she's kind of trying to disrupt his plans of staying at home and saving and saving.
To get a house.
And she's like, no, just move into my bad apartment right now.
Or
and we can
maybe
split.
like
Or
move
maybe,
in with me so now I can afford the place that I want to
yeah,
live in.
kind of using him a little bit. I see.
Ooh, well. Yes, I do live at home, but this is true for 41% of the people aged 18 to 34 in this country.
Statistics.
Statistics. I'm not happy about it, but life is life. She didn't think I was very independent compared to her, who moved out at 23, 24, so had a preconception that I am not experienced in life.
That is incredibly, what a privileged take.
So anything I say is probably going to be wrong. She questioned everything, and it was exhausting. She started really pushing me to be away from my family and spend more nights at her place, which I don't mind. I see you, OP. Hey, yo. I was happy with Wednesday and at the weekends to drive in after work and to be with her, and the random odd night when I just wanted to see her. I did enjoy being there. So she started referring to everything as ours. My car became our car, for example. She started to push me to be there more so we could build our schedule together. Now, I don't mind this, but
Okay.
she wanted me to live there with her in that tiny studio. So I would eventually say, well, it's too small. Let's move in together somewhere else. But this was not going to happen, in my opinion. I told her I'm not moving in with you 6 months after you go on holiday with your ex.
Wait, okay, confused.
Talk to me.
So OP was like, said one thing, but is saying that they don't
So-
actually believe that.
Yeah. But I told him I'm not moving in with you 6 months. Yeah, initially he was like, let's move somewhere else. And then he's like, I'm not going to move in with you 6 months after you went on holiday with your
Okay,
ex.
a little bit weird.
A little bit weird. Yeah, a little bit strange.
I
'Cause
mean,
then
if
it's
that's
like,
what you're thinking, then just communicate that.
first, yeah. Don't be
Yeah.
like, oh, let's move in, but at your
Don't
apartment.
lie.
And then like, oh, well, it's like not moving at all. Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
little weird. She told me she wanted to build a slow relationship, and now I have to hurry up and move in with her. That annoyed the heck out of me.
Seems like they're just kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, they're just mismatching
Yeah.
and frustrating each other with their own
Yeah.
weird expectations. Then she said I wasn't spontaneous enough. How dare you? Like, okay, let's see what this means. A few surprises here and there. The odd surprise dinner. So I tried. I started coming in random nights for a month, completely messing up my schedule. I'm telling you folks, I was exhausted. I tried to book restaurants, and then I tried to book a night away from her birthday, which she made me postpone. Still not good enough.
Just don't stay with her. Leave.
Yeah, this is...
Leave.
So that still wasn't good enough, and she brought up renting together again. I said, look, things are bad at this minute. I don't think moving in together is a good idea for us right now. I prefer to move in when things are more stable and we're both happy.
Yes. That first smart thing that the OP said.
Or we throw caution to the wind.
Yeah.
And what's the most they could like be chained together? Probably buying a
Marriage.
house. Marriage, getting a kid.
Go straight to marriage.
We need to do the three first.
What did she say wasn't being? He wasn't being
Spontaneous.
spontaneous enough.
Yes. So he's
Be
like,
more
babe,
spontaneous. Get married.
and
Have
a
a baby.
kid, and buy a house
And then
all on the same day.
be super spontaneous and get divorced.
Whoa. That would be the most spontaneous. Wouldn't
She
see it
wouldn't,
coming.
she wouldn't see it coming.
Lol, XD random. I told her I didn't want to rent, which she hated. As all of this was going on, I started the house search again. I felt things getting unstable with her, and I really didn't want to mess up finally getting a place of my own. So I saw a new build on a house I liked, and it worked for me, so I went for it. I recognized I didn't consult with her about this, but it's my money, and I feel, maybe selfishly, that I shouldn't need her permission to buy my place. I'm going to talk about that in a sec. This was around 18 months of dating and 1 year of being a couple. Sophia, I want to
Yeah.
talk to you real quick on that.
Talk to me.
So on that thing that OP just said,
I don't need her permission.
I don't need her permission. I'm buying it. It's my money. But there are
I do have thoughts.
talks of moving in together. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Yes, OP, it is OP's money and he doesn't have to ask permission. But I think that when you're in a relationship, especially seemingly long term, I feel like I would tell my partner that I was moving even.
Yeah.
If I was just like literally just moving apartments, I'd be like, hey, I'm moving.
Yeah.
And this is OP's buying a house, which
Yeah.
is a huge step. And also does, I mean, if they want a long-term relationship, does kind of affect
Does have
that in the long
implications
term.
on the
Yeah,
relationship.
it does
Yeah.
have implications. So I feel like if he doesn't even have I don't know, doesn't have the trust or desire to tell her that he wants to buy a house, then this relationship is not going anywhere.
What we doing? Yeah, it's like definitely like tell and inform her the same way that you tell and inform your partner about any big major, oh, I'm going on a trip, or like, I don't know, anything big. I mean, this is a huge one, but that doesn't mean that she's entitled to control how you do that.
She doesn't get to say, you can't buy a house, but it's just telling her that you are.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Excellent. On the same page.
So she hated this. Said I wasn't serious about her, and that said I don't see a future with her. Maybe
honestly, doesn't seem like OP does see a future with her.
Good. Just end it. End it all.
It seems like you don't want a future with this person, which is fine because there's a lot of problems going on in this relationship. But just end it.
Just do it. Maybe she was right, but I offered her to move in with me.
What?
I said it would be my house, but our home. We would be out of the renting market, and she could replenish her funds, but this would have given her plenty of finances to visit her family whenever she wanted. She disagreed completely and said I was selfish.
What?
I was a bit selfish. Yes. By completely covering her rent, it sounds like, and not having her to pay anything.
It's a little bit selfish.
But in my country, someone would bite your arm off for that offer.
Yeah, free rent in a house.
You know what's an offer that many people would bite their arms off for?
I've got enough for you can't refuse.
Oh, joining our lives every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile.
Tap it.
Oh, yes. As it was something I wanted, I would pay for all of the upkeep, all of the mortgage, and she would just need to pay, split between us, groceries and bills. She rejected this offer.
Your relationship is not ready. Is not ready for this step, I think.
Sorry, sharks. I'm going to need a better deal. How about you pay me to be your girlfriend?
Yeah. I would like you to go even further than what you are right now. I want more money. I don't know how to continue this metaphor.
I appreciate that you hopped on the train even though you didn't know how to hold on.
I didn't know where the train was going, but I hopped on.
So eventually this led to a slow distancing between us. I wasn't happy with her being erratic and all over the place. She wasn't happy with me because she thought I wasn't serious about her. We had a few arguments and I brought up the trip with her ex. She apologized again.
OP's never gotten over that.
Yeah, dude.
So just leave her.
Yeah,
you totally were in the right for feeling uncomfortable with her going on a trip with her ex. But you can't keep bringing it up if you're going to maintain a relationship with her.
100%. Yeah, I think it's like, and especially not in like these instances. Like he's like getting frustrated and they're arguing and then he just like pulls to that. It's like, you should like sit her down and be like, hey, I am not like getting over this. So I need to like think of either we need to leave or like I need to work on myself with this or need to like, I don't know, at least talk it out in a context, not
literally.
Like that, right?
No, OP is honest. Okay. The girlfriend is a problem, but also OP is really frustrating me because he keeps going back. He's being very spontaneous with his thought pattern because he's like, oh, I don't want to move in because we're not ready for that, but I invited her to move in and I pushed past her going on a trip with her ex, but I'm still not over it. Yeah. It's too much. Flip-flop.
It is too much. She apologized again and wished that she had handled it better at the time, but things never improved. She grew cold. I got annoyed because I felt I was setting us up for a great future, which she was rejecting because she wanted to rent in this terrible market. She told me that I was hopeless because even though she pushed for me to be in her place, trying to quote unquote build a life together, she said I always looked like I wanted to leave and go home. I protested this and told her that yes, I didn't live there and sometimes I do just want to go home. So we had this trip to Latin America booked since Christmas and we were both worried about it. It went half and half and we made the most of it. She went to her parents' place after the holiday and since she flew back to my country, we haven't really spoken since. So this is where I'm at. I'd like some analysis. Do you think I've messed up? What have I done right? I would appreciate all of your input, folks, because I'm very tired. Many thanks, folks, and I hope you are all on the path of healing.
I think everyone messed up here.
Yeah, talk to me.
Sorry, there's a motorcycle.
Someone's revving up.
Revving that engine.
And I think I know who it is.
Christian
the cool cat.
Christian's got
Man,
a
last
motorcycle
name.
man.
Yeah, Mr. Motorcycle Man.
Ooh, thinks he's so cool. Thinks he's so much better than us. 'Cause he's got a motorcycle and a dog.
Shut up.
Oh boy. Okay. I think this is a problem on both of their parts because
Yeah.
they're both just being incredibly immature and they're going back on their words
Yeah.
and they're crossing boundaries.
Yeah.
And they're trying to one up each other. Like,
It's
truly,
the one-upping to me is like the biggest.
Yes, the biggest problem in this relationship because we have the girlfriend being like, "I want you to move in with me," and OP's like, "Well, no, I want you to move in with me," and they keep going back and forth trying to insert like dominance or assert dominance.
Yeah, and the thing of like, what was it? He was like, "Oh, I'll move in with you, but only if we move into a place we get together." And then OP's like, "I can't even move in with you until 6 months after this X incident."
And then he takes that back and is like, "I want you to move in with me, but I didn't
my
tell you
place."
about the house that I just bought."
Yeah, this is too much.
Yeah, but it's our home.
But it's our home.
If you
babe.
had this desire to share a home with your partner, then why wouldn't you tell them that you were like planning on buying a home?
literally,
It's
like
crazy.
OP,
Ay.
giving me headaches. So, final question: break up or no? Break up.
Break up.
Just do
The
it.
theme of this episode: break up.
Break the freak up.
Freak the freak out. But that is the end of this episode.
It's over.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.